Hello, and welcome to Barovia. I am your humble master of dungeons and keeper of dragons, Pixel, and I am pleased to present to you the decapitating fishermen and saving strange little girls from death by drowning in a sack 24th episode of Ages of Ainur presents The Curse of Strahd. Hey, hello everybody, welcome in. I am Pixel, and we are Ages of Ainur, and we are back again with The Curse of Strahd. As always, we're going to get into the game here in just a few minutes, but before we do, we are going to go into our usual housekeeping things, but of course, we are now 24 episodes into this puppy, so we're going to keep it extra brief. But just in case anybody's new, friends, when you see the map screens, try not to spoil things. You may see things that our players don't. I don't expect that to happen a lot today, but we always like to mention that if you see stuff that's grayed out or semi-transparent or stuff like that, it's usually stuff that the players can't see, so don't talk about it in chat, because they're going to be hanging out in chat with you guys, trying to enjoy the game and the show with you as well. So don't spoil things for them. Second, don't freak out about rules, please. This game has like too many rules for any 1 or 5 or 6 people to remember. So, you know, if we're trying to remember how a ruling works and you know how it works, you can tell us in chat, but don't like lose your mind about it. If we don't get it right and I make some kind of a ruling on the fly, we'll try and get it right next time, but we're not going to like go back and change things. So just, you know, be chill, be cool. Third, in that vein, this is an open and welcoming space, so we do try to keep that internet toxicity bullshit out of here. Never usually a problem for us with you all, but we do always want to make sure that we let folks know that we don't put up with any abusive or hatefulness in our chat, whether that's to other viewers watching the show with you or to players regarding anything like knowledge of the game or the rules, choices their characters make, or really, frankly, anything else. Of course, y'all are usually great, but we do like to give that heads up ahead of time because, you know, this is the internet and people is bitches sometimes. Fourth, this adventure is horror-themed and may contain elements that are unpleasant or disturbing. We're not aiming for excessive gore or graphic content or, you know, craziness, but in the context of a live stream, we won't be able to give content warnings or anything like that because a lot of this is improvised and we don't exactly know how the story is going to go. The YouTube warning, so the YouTube videos and the podcast do have content warnings in the description when they go up, so be aware of that. If those are concerns for you, you may need to watch the videos after the fact rather than the live stream, but either way, we're just glad you're here. Fifthly, it is widely known that this adventure has some problematic depictions of individuals inspired by the Travelers or Romani people, IRL. I've done my best to search for a resource online to help me sort of alter those depictions to avoid offensive stereotypes, but we do just always want to kind of give that disclaimer. We are trying our best here. Just a reminder as well, we do release a show on YouTube and as a podcast after each episode during the following week, so if you must miss an episode or have to miss part of an episode or anything like that, don't fret, you can always catch it after the fact if you want to be caught up for the next week that we are live. So, and then of course, last thing before we get started, if you would all please go around and cast, if you would introduce yourselves and your characters and whether or not you have chat inspiration. Much appreciated. Starting with Vincent Page.
I was just to say, you ain't gonna just lead me in there. Come on. All right, I am Vincent Page.
All right, Bessie, bring her home now. ringing my bell, ding, ling, ling, ling.
It would feel like home, so you know, there's a lot to be said for that. I am Vincent Page, folks. I'm playing Ash Fireforge, the Changeling Rogue, who I can roll 20 real good. Who does currently have chat inspiration?
Zah. Omega.
Hey all, my name is Omega. I am playing Onyx Montarik, and I do not have chat inspiration, so.
Take that chat inspiration away. Ozzy.
I'm Ozzy. I'm playing Cass Amblecrown, an Ancient's Paladin, and I do have chat inspiration.
Excellent. Very good. And last but not least, the Bonus Mom.
Hey kiddos, I'm Bonus Mom, and I am playing Wanderess, the Nature Domain Cleric, who is mostly clerical, but at last episode had a bit of a kerfuffle, so we'll see how that turns out. But I do indeed have chat inspiration, and I'm delighted to be here with you on a Thursday night, something a little different. So welcome in, everybody.
Excellent news. And of course, I am Pixel. And I will be your GM this evening. Also, if someone could refund those points for Skittle, because Onyx did get inspiration. But anyway, I'm Pixel. You can find me here on Ages of Einor. I GM most of the games that we do. And I run this game here, Curse of Strahd. You already found that. Here you are. Next Friday, we will be doing our Region of Bedegar campaign, and then we alternate back and forth. The Bedegar campaign is sort of coming down the home stretch. We're within 5 or 10 episodes of wrapping that one up. So if you want to catch up on that and be around for the finale, that should be a great time. Lots of really rad stuff happening. You can also find me on twitch.tv/hammerandpixel, where I play games and stuff. We're doing a lot of Minecraft lately, but we are excited to get into some other stuff as well. So that is us. Oh, and also just so you guys know, the indicators for whether or not these folks have inspiration are next to their names, usually down over here, kind of thing. The white D20s, I'll kind of toggle Ash's on and off so you can see that. I try to keep up with that to make sure that we let you guys know if they have inspiration or not, so that we don't, accidentally grant them multiple inspirations, things like that. So we'll try to keep up with that so that you guys know who does and doesn't have it. That is a new feature we've added in the last, month or so. I think it's working pretty well so far. All of that having been said, of course, and without further ado, we're going to get into things. When last we left our heroes had settled down for the night in the old windmill on the Svalich Road. The one that used to house the pie-making Granny Patsy impersonators / kidnapping capitalists, which they had cleared out several days before. They had settled down to weather the night on their way back from the crossroads near Barovia, where they had found their first artifact, foretold to them by Madame Ava. The Tome of Strahd. After reading the book, they kept their watch and settled down for the night, but they were attacked by a pack of werewolves in the middle of the night. They held their position in the second floor of the tower, using the stairs as a choke point for their lupine attackers. They dispatched the fearsome wolf creatures with little difficulty. However, Ash was infected with lycanthropy in the process. Luckily, Wandress was able to cure the disease with a remove curse spell the next morning before Ash could become too attached to their new supernatural advantages. Our heroes ran into a mysterious undead stranger on the road to Vallaki the next day, and after a tense standoff, Wandress convinced him that they were no allies to Strahd, and the creature told them to seek out some place known as Argynvostolt and look for his commander for aid in fighting Strahd, the devil of Barovia. Our heroes then hurried on to Vallaki and spoke with Erwin Martikov in the Blue Water Inn briefly before making their way towards Lake Zarovich in an attempt to cross the lake and find the Mad Mage of Mount Baratok, whom they believed to actually be Onyx's mentor and the wizard who led an unsuccessful coup attempt against Strahd when he first arrived here in Barovia some time before our players had arrived. However, on the way across the lake, they ran into a lone fisherman, drunk and confused. As they approached, he dropped a large sack into the dark, cold mountain water. After a short discussion with the man, they realized that the sack had contained a kidnapped girl stolen from the Visani camp outside of town, which apparently the fisherman believed would bring him luck somehow when thrown into the lake. Upon hearing this, Onyx used Misty Step to teleport into the water and swim down to the sack. Despite his small stature and mediocre strength, was able to bring the sack back to the surface and was pulled into the boat. Luckily, the young girl survived the ordeal. Ash and Wandress, who had waited on the shore, but when Onyx had teleported into the water, quickly grabbed their own boat and headed out, arrived about the same time that Onyx was pulled out of the water. When Ash and Wandress arrived, they learned what had really transpired. Ash attempted to board the fisherman's boat, but Wandress leaped up and used Thorn Whip on the man. Wandress dealt so much damage that the man's head was struck from his shoulders immediately in a single blow. The fisherman had no valuables nor anything else of interest in the boat, as Ash discovered, and our heroes returned to shore with the young girl, who promised them that her father would reward them well for saving her. And that is where we resume our tale. You are standing on the old wooden docks of Vallaki, on the shores of Lake Zarovich. The boats you borrowed are tied up to the old, splintered, and weathered columns of the rundown pier. The young girl, Arabelle, is holding Onyx's hand. What do you do?
I mean, I'd imagine that we would want to try to find the Vistani people as soon as possible, so that way we can get the girl to her family. But
Remind me, I think we had talked about this a little last time. Didn't she mention that she was from a separate Vistani camp?
Yes,
Like it's
she
actually
is,
not from
that
the
is
one
Like
back
to
correct.
the
Yep.
wherever.
west of
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Valaki.
yeah, let's go to the Valaki map actually here, friends, real quick, because it'll be easier to show you over there. The previous the previous Vistani, too many words that are the same in this campaign. The previous Vistani were over at the Sarepool Falls encampment, which is off the Svalich Road between the old windmill and Barovia, closer to the Barovia side, just after you cross the river. And that is where Madame Ava and the other group of Vistani are. This girl is telling you that she's from a camp that is to the west. We're going to pop over to that screen. She's from a camp that is further west and south. So if you leave the town and go south, there are a bunch, or go west and then south, there's a bunch of smaller roads that will take you to the camp. Like roads and game trails and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I know that we were kind of off on a little bit of a mission here, but what was the mood? I wonder how far away the camp is. Is it going to take us incredibly out of our way? Because I know we're looking to. I'm ready to get up here and find out about this mage.
yeah, I guess would the girl know how long it would take to get back to her camp?
You can certainly ask her.
I'll look down, or I guess to the side. I don't know how tall this girl is.
I think
down,
she's
look
probably
at her
about the
feet.
same size as you, give or take.
Okay. I'm gonna look over and be like, do you know how long it'll take to get to your camp?
I don't remember what voice I used for this little girl. I think it was vaguely Slavic but childish. So, and if it's not, listen, I'm not a professional voice actor and I can't keep these people straight, so we're just gonna do our best, folks. She says, I can't even get the accent in my mouth now because I'm so used to doing old man Barovian. Well, Barovia. It's just a little ways out of town. She's Dutch now. Deal with it.
Well, I'm gonna do a formal complaint. Gonna write it in. Where's my union?
Okay.
It doesn't take very long. Perhaps half a mile from town or so, maybe a little more.
Okay.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, we can walk it.
Yeah, if that's the vibe, I'm super down to do that. If it's, half a
Wanderous
mile.
isn't going to be saying anything and doesn't even seem to be paying much attention to the conversation. He is looking at his shoes.
Poor guy.
Rip.
At this point, Cass just looks over at Wanderous and says, I know you were angry, and rightfully so. I think we were all a mix of disturbed and angry over that. And part of me wants to say it's okay, because that guy had it coming. So There's nothing we can do now. The guy was kind of a dirtbag, wondrous. Don't beat yourself up over it. But murder is bad. Not saying it was murder, but
When you say the word murder, Wanderous just looks at you with a bit of a puzzled look. But he doesn't say anything. He really doesn't very much acknowledge what you said, except to look puzzled when you used that word.
So are we going to my home now?
Righto, let's go.
Yes, we'll get going.
Yeah,
And
excellent.
I'll probably be in the front, since she kind of knows where to go.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, you guys enter back into town. And you sort of begin to approach the north gate. And I am going to actually here ask for just a luck roll. And we're going to say Onyx because you're in the front. So give me a D100. You want this to be 50 or higher. 66. Okay. As you approach the hang on, I gotta swap this off. As you approach the town, the sound of the lake fades in the background, and you see that the guard at the gate is actually one of the individuals who was in the church, I think, the night that you helped fend off the attack from Strahd. And so they sort of cock their head and look curiously at the girl that you are bringing with you, but ultimately don't ask a lot of questions and just sort of wave you on through on your reputation from them having seen you. So you make your way through into town, and from here, like from the edge of town, it's probably half a mile. From here, we probably are looking at much longer. It's probably a mile and a half. Yeah, it's probably more like a mile and a half from where you guys are to approach the camp. Is there any place that you stop off or do anything on the way, or do you just like head straight and kind of, because the girl is like, you know, sort of leading you a little bit, Onyx, like, you know, sort of like a dog on a leash in terms of like pulling your hand, or I guess like a little kid, like you're holding hands and they're just like, you know, trying to pull you along.
I don't know of anything that I specifically want to stop and do.
not really. I guess we just get her back.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so you make your way down into the town and out the west side. And I don't know if you guys remember this. Does anyone remember if it was like daytime? Oh, and you guys haven't been... People on chat...
Should have been morning.
Home, yeah. People at home haven't been able to see. The camp is down here in the corner. They were originally up here towards the lake, and where they're going is down here in the corner. So, sorry, I just realized I wasn't managing my map very well. So yeah, you make it out the gate, and there's a few sort of bedraggled like farmhouses on the sort of not particularly fertile ground here. But you begin to be led south pretty much immediately along this sort of like, it's not the old Svalich Road, which is a muddy path basically, but much bigger, has wagon ruts in it that are sort of worn into it from the wine shipments and things that travel back and forth here. But this that you are being led off on now is like, it's like barely a game trail slash footpath really down into the woods. But after a few minutes, you do reach the edge of the camp. This camp, I think you hear it before you see it. You hear this sort of like carnival music happening, this sort of like raucous party sound. You hear like accordion music basically. And don't think I have anything that approximates that. I need to get on that. But yeah, and you see sort of like a fire burning in the center of this camp. And much like the other camp, you see these sort of like striped tents, mostly circular, that are sort of set up around. You do see some horses that are sort of picketed off against one of the carts as you approach. And you also do see, as you approach this camp is set sort of on the top of a hill, and there are, strangely enough, there are these tents that are here, but there are also some like actual houses kind of built up on the side of the hill, like dug into the hill, not like Hobbit style, but it's like a house, but like, I don't know if you've seen a house where like the back of it is like in the hill, if that makes sense. It's like it's dug in there, like the roof kind of goes up to the side of the hill a little bit, but in the front it's like a full house size, you know what I mean? And you see sort of the smoke coming from a fire in the center of this little camp, and as you get within eyesight, I think the girl sort of like pulls her hand away and like runs into the camp, and disappears into one of the tents. What would you like to do?
I remember her name real quick.
It was Arabelle. You learned this like less than an hour ago, so I'll just remind you.
Arabelle, okay.
For you, it's been weeks, but for your characters, it's been, you know, an hour.
Like,
so
yeah. I guess I would just go towards the fire. I think just towards the center of the camp.
Yeah. Yeah, so you head towards the center of the camp, and you see that the girl has run up to an individual there, a man, who is just like a human man. Hang on a second. He has sort of like short, curled, dark hair. But it is sort of like, it's sort of like this mop of curly hair, and his like sides are shaved down a little bit. He is not very tall, but he is kind of like thickly built. He's probably only about like 5'2", so he's like a real short dude. Not compared to some of you maybe, but for a human he's pretty short. But just like thick neck, and just sort of has like a square face. And the girl runs up and just sort of like hugs him, and you can see, I think, I don't think this even requires an insight set. You see just like a tremendous look of relief on this guy's face. And the sounds of the camp sort of like kick up anew. It's like that you heard this sort of like little bit of like music and stuff like that happening, but it's like really kicks up when this kid runs in. So you say you're like following her in, or like you like or you went into like the fire, right? So I think as you run in, this kid sort of like turns around and like points at you all, and the individual sort of like, you know, scowls and looks at you, and says, "You lot there, what is your business here? How did you... What happened? How did you come by my daughter?"
Why don't you take the lead, big dog? You're the one that saved the girl.
God damn it. We came across her at the lake.
And he turns to the daughter and says, like, "At the lake? Girl, what were you thinking? What were you doing out there? And she just sort of like is kind of a little bit taken aback, and just sort of like shrugs and looks a little uncomfortable. And he just starts kind of like laying into her. Honestly, he's like, "I told you never to go there. It's dangerous. We cannot trust these Valakians." Spits on the ground.
I will go ahead and just kind of approach him, I think, and I'll be like, "Hey, do you think we could just talk over here just for a moment?"
And Wanders, when he sees you start to move, stands up and takes rather a forceful stand, hopefully like backing you up. Okay?
Okay.
He sort of like squints his eyes, and then he just sort of like whistles this like kind of, I'm bad at whistling, but like whistles, and this other individual who looks like similar, there's a little bit of familial resemblance between these two, also has kind of the red hair, but he wears his differently. The second individual has just sort of like shoulder length hair, but rather than like curly in the same way that the others was, it's like wavy. But in the facial structure, there's some similarities, but this one is like several inches taller, probably like 5'10", just like somewhat tallish man, and just medium build instead of like really stocky. But there's like the nose and the shape of the mouth, like you can sort of see, and sort of he pries the girl off him a little bit, and she seems the first individual, she seems loath to let go, but when the other one comes up, she sort of like moves over at the first person sort of direction, and then he sort of like moves over and like doesn't fully come over to you, still leaves like a good 10 feet of distance between the two of you, but he's like away a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, so it appears that she was kidnapped by the Lockian. And I happened to find her in the lake as she was being tossed in.
She was kidnapped and thrown in the lake?
Yes.
If Lockians are dogs, they mistreat us, but thrown in the lake? What?
The Lockian was a drunkard, and I believe his mind was not in the right place.
Hey, listen, I mean, we are no strangers to drink. It's always we try to keep the levity here. I never get drunk and think to myself, you know what sounds like a good time? Throw a girl in the lake time, you know? I'm not saying I've never, pushed someone I was flirting with out of a boat in a sort of cheeky way, but throw a little girl throw a little girl into lake? I'm laughing a little bit, but he's not really laughing. He's sort of like,
yeah.
I feel like I just picture what that accent grew from the minions.
Why you throw a girl into lake?
Sorry. I'm good. Reel it back in.
Oh man.
Did he just like pick her up and throw her? I don't.
She unfortunately, I believe, was knocked out and tied up and put into a sack.
He knock out little girl, tie her up, throw her in sack, and then throw the sack with little girl in it into the lake.
Yes.
He seemed to believe that it would bring him luck in catching fish.
That son of a bitch. Oh my god. Well, I thank you. I'm sorry, Pardon my rudeness. We, Strahd strangers are often not too kind to us, nor are, as it turns out, our neighbors. And so I apologize for my mistrust. I am Tristan, and I thank you for saving my daughter. We actually have several search parties out right now. We assume she wandered off into the woods. 9 times out of 10 child go missing in Barovia, they're in the woods. We didn't even think to go to the lake. Oh.
It wasn't. I don't think it was your daughter's fault. I think this was a unfortunate circumstance that happened. As you know, as I say, wrong place, wrong time.
Not to mention, when we can't say this for sure, who knows if this is even the first instance of this individual kidnapping a child and throwing them in the lake. We just happen to be there for this one.
Wanderer says, but it's all right now. He will never do it again.
What you do there? You turn him into the Velaki guards? Because I tell you, they don't... mistreating Vistani doesn't meet with justice here in Velaki, I don't think.
I cut his head off with my thorn whip.
Okay. Well, there's no less than I would have done. So
I think they call
Thank
it
you.
murder. Is that the term you used, Cass? I've never heard that word before. I murdered him. For your little girl.
I mean,
I was glad to do it. He was a terrible person.
yeah, like, there's a line there, and I'm not really sure where it is between murder, manslaughter, and self-defense. I'm still trying to figure that out myself.
You know, when the wolves ran at you during the night, Kaz, that very first night when we met, we murdered those wolves, didn't we?
Well, I mean,
Is that word you're using? It was murder.
Technically, yeah.
And the hag. So what I did was a very good thing, and I'm glad that I could do that for your little girl. But you really have to thank Onyx, because Onyx dove into the water and valiantly dragged your little girl in the bag back to the surface while I was murdering that terrible man.
Well, I thank you. I don't know how I can repay you, but
we were looking
anything I
for
have
someone.
Go ahead. Sorry.
We were looking for someone that is on the other side of the lake, and we've been trying to get information. It would help Onyx greatly if he could perhaps ask you some questions about that. You might know something that would be helpful.
I mean, I'm sure I can give you more than just information. But you are welcome to ask me anything. Hang on, 1 second. And he sort of like leads you back over to the fire, and the girl sort of breaks away from the other individual. And this Tristan sort of breaks away from the other and rushes over to Tristan, who you're speaking with. And he says, brother, bring some wine and food for our guests. They have saved Arabelle from those Valakian dogs. It's the least we can do. And sort of gestures you to like kind of sit down by the fire. You don't really see, at this point, a lot of the other folks who were kind of mulling about the camp have retreated into like tents and stuff. To sort of give you guys some like privacy here. So he sits you down and sort of gestures for you to ask him kind of whatever.
So do you happen to know anything about a mad mage across the lake?
Mad mage across the lake. We've heard some rumors. I don't know that any of our people have had run-ins with him. We don't typically get that far north. But some of us do have to trade with the Valakians from time to time. And so I suppose we have heard a little bit. He's only been here for I don't know, maybe a year or so, something like that. Not been here a long time. He used to come down to the edge of the water, they say, and fire bolts of lightning out of his hands and scoop up the dead fish and take them off into the forest. I don't know what he's doing with all those fish. I guess he's eating them, although it's too many fish for one man to eat. Electrocute the water like that, so I'm not entirely sure. Maybe some weird wizard ritual. He's very dirty, unkempt. Quite strange, we hear, but we have not really seen him. We steer clear.
Very understandable. You said it was about a year ago. Was that when other things started to happen around in Barovia, if you know?
Other things start to happen. I mean, things sort of happen all the time here. Things never change, but they're always happening. It's hard to explain. It's just sort of how Barovia is, I guess. What do you mean by things happen here?
I guess what I'm saying is, has Strahd gotten more active within the past year?
Yeah, when you say the name Strahd, he just like kind of shushes you and says, don't say the name. It draws his eye to you.
Darn. Just a great eye.
Okay,
he has
so
eyes and ears everywhere, friend.
he who must not be named is has he become more active as of late?
Yes, I suppose you could say this. No? I mean, there was that whole... Sometime before the Mad Mage started appearing around here, there was sort of a hubbub to the east. A bunch of uppity peasants and some interloper decided to go take on the castle. They fail, obviously. Big magic battle happened, things of this nature. And then sometime after that, this person appeared. That's really the big stuff. He's kind of always just around, sort of like the fog.
Does he not attack you and threaten your people?
Strahd conquered this land centuries ago. He named it after his father, King Berov. He was a nobleman from a distant land. He has all sorts of creatures, wolves, bats, rats, and all sorts of other things that spy on the realm. Strahd... Well, we don't normally tell much about this because people already don't like us around here, yeah? But as the story goes, ages ago, when he was first conquering this land, Strahd was badly wounded in battle. And some of our people saved him. So he owes us a life debt. Passed down through our people. The oath that we take when we join the camps, join the it allows us to travel across this land unimpeded. And well, so some people think that there is an association between us and Strahd, but this frankly is just an ancient debt to be paid. So no, he does not threaten our people. I guess he thinks he still owes us from long ago.
If I could ask a question, how did you save him? Or not you specifically, but how did your people save him? Obviously.
Well, I don't know. Medicine, I guess. Tend to his wounds, care for him.
I know that seemed like a really silly question, but I just was curious if there was anything specific.
30 cc's of erythromycin injected direct intravenously.
I asked for that.
Once
I
per
really
day
did.
for 2 weeks. Stop infection from arrow ingest.
This
No,
is
he
the story
does
of
not
how
do that.
penicillin was created.
When your people saved him, which is, I'm sure, a mighty legend and great in the telling, my people appreciate legends and a good telling of the story. Was he like he is now? That he's like he is now, or was it before when he was still alive?
Oh, I see. I understand. He leans in close. I thought you were asking if he was asshole. Has always been asshole, but has not always been,
Wanderers
the
looks
devil
puzzled
incarnate.
again.
Oh God, we're gonna have a vocabulary lesson with Wondrous after all this.
No, this was as he conquered this land before he became one of the undead feasting on the blood of the living. So
We have learned something about him. He was not always of the same truly unpleasant aspect as he is now.
yes,
We have met him a few times. He does horrible things.
he sort of like looks over his shoulders and looks around when you say that, and sort of like makes sort of a gesture to sort of like a, I don't know, just a sort of superstitious looking gesture, and says, "Well, if you have met him and survived, I had to say, actually, I pity you, friends. Keep your eyes and your wits about you. He rather likes to play with his food. Most of the
Believe it's
time he
hard.
just takes what he wants, but anyone who is more significantly able to stand against him, he likes to hurt them. Take the things they hold dear, break them. If you have done this more than once, well, be cautious, friends." expect he is not going to allow that to continue for too much longer.
We
Is
have
there
been
anything-
traveling through this countryside, and we met another group of followers like you. And it was night, and we asked if we could stay, and they said no, because they don't let outsiders stay. But I think we would be very safe if we stayed with you, if he does not bother you. You are giving us hospitality and is very much appreciated. Might we stay the night?
I would give you anything I can. But you have asked the one thing I cannot allow. Unless you were to bind yourselves to us. We cannot let those who are not of our people stay. We cannot extend that protection to them, and we would lose it if we extend it to you. I'm sorry, this is not a thing that can be done.
You mean if we tied ourselves to your bodies?
No, it's like swear an oath. Like magically binding contract of employment and kinship, sort of complicated. I mean, hey, if you want to join the circus, and he sort of like gestures around, and you hear like the accordion music from one of the tents.
Wanderous turns and looks at Ash in a very puzzled way.
I mean, you look like you can put a tent up pretty quickly, big guy.
Onyx has a tent, but I've never tried to do anything with it.
I see. It's good to have a tent.
Is there anything else you wanted to ask, Onyx?
Personally, no. I think I'm pretty okay on information. So I think I'd just kind of look at the party and just ask them, hey, I don't want to overstay our welcome here, and we do have kind of a thing going on. So do you guys want to keep doing that?
Yeah, I mean, I think Ash would stand up and say, we really appreciate the amount of information we were able to get from you. We are going to inspect further. We believe that the one that the people are calling the Mad Mage is the same one who may have led the revolt against the big guy in the castle. And we're going to see if we can't recruit him back for round 2, if you catch my drift.
Let's see. Well, as I said, I cannot thank you enough, and some food, drink, and information is not enough to pay my debt here. Come with me, and he sort of like stands up and leads you over to one of the tents and sort of takes you inside, and you find a sort of padlocked safe, pretty large actually, settled in the dirt there, and he opens it and sort of shouts out really quick. Says, "Oh shit, I forgot. Darwin, get in here!" And the other individual that you saw sort of comes back in. His brother, and he says, "What? Oh, I see. Okay." And he pulls out another key and unlocks it. They sort of like both put their keys into this complex lock and unlock it at the same time. And this safe sort of like pops open, revealing some treasure. And he says, you may take one item from this. This is. I am sorry it cannot be more, but we do have our own livelihoods to consider. But I would thank you. And you look in and you see a wooden chest, an iron chest, an onyx jewelry box with sort of gold filigree. You see a wooden throne with sort of gold inlay and decorative stones. You see a sort of rolled up bunch of cloth, kind of looks like a rug or something. And you see a small wooden box with sort of like 12 little bottles in it.
Okay.
I'm gonna look expectantly at Onyx. He's the one that saved the little girl. I think that he's the one that gets the pick.
I'll go ahead and I'll take a look at the rug-looking thing. I guess.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like rolled up, kind of. It's like a big rolled up rug. Do you want to like try to like unroll it or something, or like look inside and see? Like, what do you?
I'll kind of like unroll it just a little bit, but like kind of keep it to where it's so rolled, you know?
Okay.
So I can throw it back up.
Yeah. So you look at it. It's about you sort of estimate that it's 10 feet long. You're not exactly sure how much it unrolls to in terms of width. If it's like rectangular or square, but it's about 10 feet long. You can tell, rolled up just from the length of the roll. It's pretty fine material. And you can sort of see like the little bit that you unroll is just kind of the corner of it. So you see this like design around the edge that's very much like this sort of flowing gold pattern. And then there's sort of like a dark, I think it looks a little bit like a night sky with some stars, and the bottom maybe looks like a little bit of like a landscape. It seems to be like very artistically woven to depict something.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I'll go ahead and check out the onyx jewelry box.
Yeah, so you look at the onyx jewelry box. It has this gold filigree on it. Do you like open it up and look in it?
I'll open it.
Okay. Yeah, you open it up. You see like 6 pieces of jewelry in there. None of it looks like incredibly, expensive, not like fine diamonds and stuff, but it probably would fetch a fair price. You do see a sort of crystal vial in there with some kind of liquid inside as well. It does not appear to have any kind of label on it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
If Onyx while Onyx is doing this, Wanderous is going to look at the 2 men.
Uh-huh.
Does he notice anything in their behavior as Wanderous reaches for either one of those items? Does he notice any reaction that they have at all?
Make an insight check. Okay, that's a 15.
That's a 15.
Okay. Yeah, on a 15, hang on. One second. Yeah, no, I don't think you do notice anything in particular. They don't seem to have any real reaction to what Wanderous is like looking at.
Okay.
So yeah, you see the onyx jewelry box with the gold filigree. You see 6 pieces of jewelry. and a little crystal vial of some kind of liquid. Yeah, what else would you like to look at?
Yeah, I would go ahead and take a look in. Can I do like an Arcana check to see if I recognize the vial, like contents, or is that?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. All right. That is. Oh, that kicked me out. Let's try that again.
Oh, no, I got it. It looks like 24.
Okay. 24. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And are you doing any like detect magic or identify or anything, or just?
No, I'm just kind of going just by looks.
Yeah, purely on looks. It is kind of like a shimmering red liquid. That does almost look like a potion of healing, maybe.
Okay. Okay. Cool. I think I'll take a look. I'll just set that down, close the box, and then take a look at the wooden chest.
Okay. You flip open the wooden chest. A bunch of gold in there.
Okay. Iron chest. Is there?
Oh wait. Yeah. Let's look at this. I'm sorry. The wooden chest actually has a bunch of electrum in it.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, like a big pile of electrum.
Okay.
And then if you look in the iron chest, it's a big chest of gold.
Chest of gold. Okay. I'll look up to Tristan and ask if there is anything of sentimental value that that he would like to keep.
Yes, my daughter is much more sentimental to me than these things. Nothing in here I would weigh more heavily than the life you have saved. So,
Of course.
Man,
Go.
I was just a good man. That's all I had.
Yeah. Okay, and then there's a throne, and then what else was there? I think that was it.
Yeah, I'll just read the list again. You've looked at the wooden chest, the iron chest, the onyx jewelry box, and the rolled-up rug. There is a wooden throne with gold inlay and decorative stones, as well as a smaller wooden box with sort of 12, like, little stoppered bottles.
Okay, gotcha. I'm just gonna take a quick look at the throne.
Okay. Yeah. It's not like massive. It's basically just like a fancy chair. But it looks like it would. I mean, everything in here looks valuable. I'm not sure. I don't know if any of you have like real experience, sort of assessing this kind of stuff. So like if you're looking at like, okay, how much is like a fancy chair with gold and some like gemstones in it versus like a fancy rug, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know that necessarily any of you would really, based on your background, know how to assess precise gold values for any of this stuff. Other than just like the big chest of gold if you wanted to sit there and count it, but that would be a little gauche, I would think.
Yeah.
You'd just straight up ask him if there's anything in here that would help us with our fight against it, right? Like, if we're like trying to send around for some magic items, like, listen, bub, we're gonna cut to the chase.
Yeah,
is there anything in here that's gonna hit harder?
Yeah.
I think that Wander's kind of seeing that Onyx is looking and pondering and thinking or whatever. I think he would, if he could, cast Detect Magic just to see if he gets any feeling back. It's a Furbolg ability. He almost can do it without really thinking about it too much.
Okay. Yeah, and I think the description of the Furbolg ability is that like it's almost like you smell the aura of magic a little bit. You detect actually in the jewelry box there is like some illusory magic surrounding the crystal vial.
Okay. Is there any magic in anything else?
No.
No.
Only
Okay,
the stuff
that's
you brought
interesting.
with you. Yeah.
And I think he would kind of get close to Onyx, of course, towering over him, leaning down, kind of like he's looking at whatever Onyx is looking at. And he would say, Onyx, the jewelry bottle, the vial in the jewelry box, it's illusory magic. It's the only magic in this. And then he's just going to move away, like he's just sharing the one thing he found out. He doesn't make any attempt to push Onyx in any direction.
Yeah. I think regardless, I think without that information, I probably would have still gone for the jewelry box just because it seemed like the least valuable thing in this.
Plus, it has Onyx in the name. Like, how do you not get the Onyx box? Right?
Yeah, I was just like, I have to. Like, so
it's like fate or something.
Something like that. I'll go ahead and just kind of like chuckle as I pick up the jewelry box again, and I'll be like, yeah, I think I'll take this. It's has my name on it.
Man, you should really sign up to join the Vistani as a comedian, you know then?
Excellent. Well, like I said, is hardly a proper, hardly a fitting reward for what you have given me today, but is the least I can do. Tarwin, would you take Arabelle and get her cleaned up and fed? I'm sorry, I've been remiss. So much is happening here. I will be back in just a moment. Let me see our friends out of the camp. And so the uncle takes his niece off to sort of get situated, and warmed up by the fire and fed and all that stuff. Up to this point, it was clear that sort of Tristan really didn't want to be away from her, but sort of as the seemingly the person interacting with you, whatever his status is with this group, seems like he feels like he needs to kind of send you on your way, and sort of takes you back to the edge of the camp, and as you step just into the edge of the woods, I think he kneels down and sort of gestures to like hug you, Onyx.
Okay, yeah, I'll hug him back.
And as he does, he just kind of like whispers in your ear, "Cannot trust my brother. The devil will know what you have said here today." And then he releases you.
Okay, quick question. This was Tristan, or
yes, the father of the girl.
Okay, just wanted to clarify.
And he said the devil will know what you said here today?
Yes, that is what he said.
Well.
And he doesn't say anything else out loud. and says, "Thank you again for everything you have done for me. But I believe, my friends, it is time you are on your way."
And I will thank him for the food and drink and the gifts. And I think I'll probably start walking.
Okay, yeah. And you guys begin your walk back to Valaki. It is, like I said, only about half a mile to the gate. And at this point, it was, I think you guys had stayed the previous night here in Valaki in the Blue Water Inn. And so first thing in the morning, had your somewhat interrupted attempt to cross the lake. Dealing with, like, coming back here. It's probably lunch-ish time, just after lunch, something like that, by the time you're getting back to the gate. So given that you're not coming back after dark, the gate guards let you right in. Where would you like to go? What would you like to do?
Lake crossing part 2? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, I mean, that's about it. There's no point in trying to stay here all day.
But although I would like to, and I don't want to feel like you feel like I'm dragging this out of you, would Onyx mention to us what the dude had said? If not, that's cool. But that does kind of affect Ash's feelings going forward.
Yeah, that's fair.
You muted, big dog.
I think you're muted.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Thank you. I think I probably would mention it once we're far enough away from the camp. I feel safe enough to, like, kind of say it out loud.
Excellent. How do you...
I'm kind of tempted.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I might try to wait till the lake to do it, just because, like, it's kind of away from, like, the trees and all of that. But
Oh, sure. I don't want you to feel like I was insisting that you do so. Okay, if that's what you're doing, then Ashley would be like, yeah, are we going to try to cross the lake again, or are we looking to what's the move?
yeah, I think I'll probably mention it, like, just before we get after we kind of get out of like the Vistani camp for a little bit, while we're on our way back, like about halfway, I think, looking at the map. I think that'd be a safe enough spot to tell the party.
Okay, so you're telling them where now precisely?
Probably
like out of the woods here.
Okay.
Yeah, probably like maybe like right at like right where the woods gotta meet the plane. But yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Do me a favor. Make me a perception check.
Okie dokie. Let me find that perception. There we go. That got a 12.
Okay. There we go. 1 second. Oh, that was close. As you look around to see if you think it's safe to tell your friends, Onyx, you actually notice an abnormally large number of crows sort of seemingly tracking your movements. It's like they're swarming overhead in like a massive gale or anything, but it's just like more so even than most of the time you spent in Barovia. You see sitting on the nearby branches near the farmhouse any like small shrubs or trees, and every so often you just hear their call of like kind of thing, whatever croaking sound that crows make.
I thought that was a beautiful impression.
Thanks.
Really
I think
It was pretty good.
Yes.
Bonus Mom, you should be proud. Honestly, the amount of skill that was just uttered.
Well,
I can do a
you know,
little
he
Dutch
makes
girl
me
and a
eat
crow.
a lot,
Oof.
so
Ooh.
actually, that's kind
Damn.
of good.
Yeah, and so
Okay.
you just kind of notice that as you sort of look around. Before you get into, like, actually telling them anything, you do just sort of, like, catch
Okay.
a bunch of eyes on you.
I'm gonna go ahead and ask to get up onto like Onyx's like back, like kind of like shoulder like carry, I guess.
You're gonna climb onto your
Wanderous
own.
happily lifts
Oh,
you
I
right
was gonna
up.
say you're gonna climb onto your own shoulders.
Yeah, what?
You said Onyx. You did what I did, which I really
Oh,
had to
yeah.
call out because I do it
Yeah,
so much.
Wanders, yeah.
Oh,
That
but
I
you
d-
meant Wanderous.
Gleefully
Yeah,
saw
yeah.
an opportunity when someone else did it. I will fully
Fair,
confident
fair
that.
enough.
I'm also just imagining like Onyx just like so
Just, like,
flexible that
trying-
he just like pulls his own legs over his
Yeah.
shoulders, just like woo, backpacks himself. Anyway, okay, so Onyx, you gesture to be pulled up onto Wanderous' shoulders.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so Wanderous, you lift effortlessly as usual. Lift Onyx up over your shoulder.
Uppies.
Uppies. And yeah, take it away.
I'm gonna go ahead and kind of like lean down and whisper into her ear or his ear, and be like, "Well, apparently, our plan might of crossing the lake might not be a good idea. Tristan's brother." Might be on the way to tell Strahd about it, her plan.
Do you think we should go back to the inn?
It might be a better idea.
We don't
just
want to be caught out at night.
It might be a good idea just to take a day and rest and just kind of do a restart on our day.
Ash, Kaz, we should go back to town now. And actually, we should go fairly quickly.
What about the mentor? I thought we were looking for the mage.
We will do better to be fresh another day.
I think there might be information in the town that I might have missed, so I want to at least get some more information, and I'll see if like Ash looks up to me, Ash and Cass look up to me. I'll kind of wink at them a little bit, just kind of let them know that I'm just I'm not.
That's
telling
okay.
the
You're
whole
coming
truth,
on to me.
so-
I get it. It's
Yeah.
fine.
I
But
mean-
no,
I'm kind of jealous.
do I need to do any sort of check to understand the context of the wink?
No, I think the context of the suggestion to change plans followed by a wink is telling you there's some reason
Okay.
why, it's like, okay, they seem to not want to communicate openly and the plan is changing, but you're, like,
Got it.
okay.
I
Not
just
really,
want to double check.
maybe not 100% sure what's going on there. You can make your own perception check if you like, actually.
I mean, yeah, do we like notice the crows or anything?
Yeah, because at this point, something weird has happened, right? Like the two of one. I mean, Wanderous. I don't think you have to look. Yeah, but the other two. Yeah, the other two members of your party have sort of like suggested that you. Yeah, you guys
21.
pass with flying colors. You definitely both kind of clock again, just like, oh, hey, okay, like just a few more crows and no ravens, and you're like, okay,
Let's see.
and this sudden change of plans, and you're like, all right, something's up.
Got it. Then it is.
Well, and Onyx certainly doesn't make it a habit of jumping up on Wanderous's shoulders.
Right.
Listen,
Charming
I was just
though
assuming
that is.
I was just assuming the hero of the hour was taking his victory lap. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We'll go get some
so
lunch.
yeah, if you guys want, you can head back to the Blue Water Inn in the center of Vallaki. And you are once again welcomed back in. Onyx, you were soaking wet, but your clothes have dried, but they have that like crinkly, dried look of like not really having been washed, but just like put in random water and then dried.
Can I prestidigitate that off? Like,
yeah, for sure.
okay.
So yeah, as you come back to town, you sort of use prestidigitation and kind of clear that off, get yourself situated, and you head back into the village, and into the tavern, and it is lunchtime. Lunchtime is not the busiest time for this tavern. Lots of folks are like the hunters of the town are out hunting, and the people are kind of doing what they do. So you come into a relatively empty Blue Water Inn. What would you like to do?
I think
guess.
I would. Oh, go ahead.
I mean, I was gonna say, I guess we would just walk up to the bar just to not be weird.
Okay. Yeah, you
Or
walk
at
up
least
to
that's
the
what
bar
Cass would do.
and find the Mardikovs back behind the bar, sort of like cleaning up. And they sort of like raise their eyebrow as you come in. Oops, that's not what I meant. Sort of raise their eyebrow as you come in. As there's like a, like I said, a much less full bar. And Erwin sort of looks at you and says, "Greetings, friends. What brings you back here? I'm confused. I thought you were headed off into, because I think you had told them what your plan was, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
I thought you were headed off across the lake. What happened?"
Change of plans. I think we need to probably talk a little bit.
Oh, okay. Do you want to take a seat or to retire to your room?
We could take a seat. I'll kind of like look around and make sure that there's nobody else there.
Yeah, I mean it. So there are a few people in the bar, and they're kind of spread around the room. So if you want like true privacy, you probably want to go upstairs.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably be like, oh, I think I kind of want to talk to you about something upstairs, if that's okay with you.
Oh, no, okay. Darling, and he sort of like leans over to his wife and gives her like a kiss on the cheek and says, "If you would mind the bar for me for just a moment, I will show our dear friends to their room," and sort of makes his way. I don't remember Ash. Which Ash are you at the moment?
I had rolled for it. We're good.
Okay.
I think we literally did it last time. So I think
No, I know, but
around-
I'm just saying, like, is the one that's on this map that we're looking at, which
Yeah.
you guys aren't looking at necessarily because you don't really need to, but that's the right one. Okay. Good.
I did look and see. Yeah.
Very good. Okay, well, we'll just drop you up here. I think he takes you to kind of like the big room, so that you can all sort of be in the same place. And so yeah, he takes you to the room with the 4 beds in it. That's I think all of you stayed in. Yeah, all of you guys stayed in this room the first night, and probably every night you've been here. I think you've shared this room. And yeah, so he sort of like brings you in and sort of cocks his head and says, I'm sensing the opening threads of a story here, my friends. What has happened?"
I think I'd be a little bit of like exhausted, but I'll kind of start it. So basically, we went to the lake and we attempted to cross it. The only thing is, as we encountered what I believe to be the town drunkard trying to get fish.
Oh, uh-oh. Bluto?
Yes.
Yes, he sets out every morning, but hasn't caught anything for a little while.
The thing is that he kidnapped a Vistani child and threw her into the lake. Or for luck, apparently.
What an asshole.
Well said.
It's the second time I've heard that today.
So,
Was it about that guy?
No.
Surprisingly not.
We did stop him, though.
Oh, well, good for you. There are always tensions between the townsfolk and the Vistani, I believe. The rumor says some of them are in league with Strahd, but it's hard to know what is true. Sometimes people just sometimes people are assholes to people different than them. So I don't know.
Yeah, so
You mean
I'll-
they go to the bathroom for each other? I don't know how to express myself.
Eh,
Like if you need to go but you can't, then someone else will do it for you?
no,
That didn't have anything to do with what happened today.
someone want to explain this or?
it's we'll talk about it later, Wanderers.
All right.
No, our friend seems very stuck on this. I think we should explicate.
When somebody calls somebody else an asshole, it's not in the literal sense of, the place of the exodus of excrement. It's more so saying they are undesirable to be around. For anywhere from rude to even stinky. I mean, go on, let's be honest with ourselves here. So it's more like a term of, hey, that guy sucks, or that person sucks.
Yes, it's very.
Okay, maybe I opened up a can of worms on that one. They're awful to be around.
It's a very rude thing to call someone whom you don't like or whom you think is a bad person. Is like, imagine if like whole person was like whole of ass. Not pleasant place, not pleasant person, yeah?
That makes very little sense to me because in our culture, assholes are extremely important and quite well looked after. Sometimes we just we look at them for each other to be sure that there isn't anything going on down there that shouldn't be going on, so that we're clean and we're healthy. So it's actually in a term of endearment. That means that you're just really special and you really like them because let's just recognize the fact that assholes, well, they're very important because if you would happen to not have one, well, you wouldn't be able to
Ah, shit. I don't think this one's
wonder
going to
if
make a
you
lot of
know
sense,
the same
friends.
word for that we do. We'll talk about it later, Onyx.
Right, well, sorry for suggesting that we might have a moment of understanding there. That's my fault. Never again. I apologize. My ignorance clearly was misguided. I have learned my lesson here. Kidnapped and threw in the lake.
yes.
What
He isn't going to do it again. If that makes you feel any better.
The way you've said this, I'm not sure.
Well, I can
Okay,
tell you what happened.
Let's move on.
What did you turn
Onyx,
him
you wanna
into
go
the
on with your
guards?
story?
What happened?
Well, he's in the lake now.
Oh, I see. Okay, well.
Did I say it right, Onyx?
Yeah,
Yes.
yes. That's
Yes.
perfect.
Okay, well.
So
No
I shouldn't
use-
say, Onyx, you're like my little asshole, right? That just wouldn't be the right thing to say.
Quick, I need
No.
somebody on some fan art.
Such a-
of Wondrous sent to Onyx. You're my little ass.
Such a little asshole. Such a little asshole for such a big man. You'd think proportionally.
So, Ash, was Thorin your asshole? Is that what you thought of him?
Oh no.
Oh, goodness.
Anyway,
Right. So okay. So he throws a little girl in the sack in the lake, and then
Yes.
he goes in the lake. What happened to the girl?
We saved the girl, and returned her to her people.
Ah. Okay. Great. Well. All right. Okay. So you save child, return child, kill abductor. Okay. Oh, and so, but then you come back here.
That's where we had a slight hiccup in our heroism. There is apparently one particular Vistani in that particular camp that is unfortunately in league with Strahd.
Oh. And you, how do you know this? I mean, you are still here, so I assume Strahd did not show up.
We were very fortunate to have met his brother, who told us.
the brother being the father of the little girl that was saved.
Oh, I see. Okay. And what? So what did he? So he tell you he league with Strahd and I mean, what did he say? What does that mean?
That whatever has been said within their camp is not is no longer safe information or
Oh, and
secret.
what did you say in the camp?
We told of our plans, as previous Vistanis have been very kind and very understanding, but we were told this after we were leaving.
I feel like Ash would probably get like kind of a moment of like, oh shit, that means that he's gonna know that we're looking for your mentor, which means he's gonna be looking for your mentor.
Or just
Yes.
hoping that we lead him to the mentor.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, let's hope he doesn't get there first, because we already know, no offense to your mentor, Onyx, but like he already got defeated once, right?
Yeah.
I'll get lucky to get away this time, assuming this is the same guy. It's starting to make
Yeah.
sense. About a year ago, the rebellion happens, then all of a sudden there's a mad mage. So
Yeah.
I feel like Ash is like kind of panicking. We got to find him soon before Strahd does.
We that's the thing. I'm sure that you noticed, but there were crows instead of ravens when we were exiting the woods.
And that's why we came here first.
Hmm.
So
I
I almost
see.
feel like if Strahd's just hoping that we lead him to the Mad Mage.
This is tricky. I believe I can help with your crow problem. Our ravens can drive them off. We can at least make sure you set out without eyes on you. But as for the rest of it, I believe you are right. This is quite the sticky pickle.
Hey, when a pickle is sticky.
It's very gross. Not what you want. Not the texture you're looking for in your pickles. I promise you this. Because I believe you're right. He will either be looking for your mentor, or you, or trying to follow you to the mentor, or trying to find the mentor before you, or all of these things. So
I think it's best for us to assume that that's it, all of it at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, he probably wouldn't want anything more than to knock out anyone that could oppose him all at once.
Yeah. Now, as far as the following you to the mentor, I mean, as long as he is not here now, and is just planning for his crows to do it, we can buy you some time to get underway. And hopefully he doesn't pick you up in the woods. I don't know about that. I think if you wait, it just gives him time to look. You know, he has enough minions to keep eyes on this place and the town, and
Or he could potentially try to come after us here, which we don't want.
yes.
I wanted to at least get your opinion and possible assistance on this.
I don't think we
No.
can do nothing.
No, we can't do nothing, but new problem though, like crossing the lake by boat would be faster, yes, but we can't really defend ourselves from boats.
Well, and it's kind of obvious, right? I mean, only one person been going out on the lake in recent memory is the dead fisherman. So if two boats suddenly go across the lake, maybe a bit of a.
I almost wonder if we take the long way.
Yep.
Through the woods.
You sort of, I hate to say it, you don't. I tell you this: there's no perfect option here. I think we set that aside, none on the table, because you go through the woods, more likely to run into crows or wolves or rats or whatever he has scouring the woods, but not super obvious go across the lake, right? But take you longer, more chances to run into other things. And we can drive off the crows that have been following you to here for a few minutes, half an hour at best. It's enough time to get out of town, one way or another. But we cannot hold them off any longer than that, I tell you. Unfortunately, this is all the aid we can render. But again, I also think that sooner is probably better. The longer we give him to just look, the more likely he is to find it. So perhaps you should get underway, my friends. But,
yeah, I agree.
I leave it to you, of course.
So, I mean, I think we should vote through the woods or across the lake. It's just a suggestion, and trying to look at it from like a tactical standpoint.
It's classic problem: speed against stealth, right?
That's assuming one offers stealth and doesn't run us into more issues.
What if we were to cross the lake and you and your order were to clear out the crows once we get to the other side? And we would have that time to disappear.
Well, I think maybe. I think if he sees you cross the lake, it really narrows it down. Although I suppose he has the access to all the same rumors that we do at this point, which means he almost certainly will be focusing on the north side of the lake anyway. Yeah, maybe that is the best plan. If he already has a sense that you'll be going that way anyway, then it doesn't matter if we confirm his suspicions or not at that point.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel like that might be our best option for speed and stealth. I mean, like you said, Strahd has the same access to the same rumors, so it's not like we have a head start or anything. But that 30 minutes might be just enough to try to find something.
I mean, 30 minutes, if we book it like that, that should give us time to...
Right. Well, here's the other
Get
thing
out.
that we know. Well, I know. I don't know if you know. He often appears unexpectedly, but we have studied Strahd for a long time. I do not believe he can simply teleport anywhere he wishes to be. He physically must travel there. He has means of flight and, climbing and turning himself into beasts and things of this nature to increase his speed, but I don't think he can just, if he knows where you are, poof, there he is, right? So if he, unless he is already en route, it will take however much time for him to get to wherever you are once he finds you. So
I have
That's
a
fair.
question. I know that when you're in your house, he can't come in unless you invite him in. If we took a boat and we put Onyx's tent on the boat and we were in it, would that work like a house and he couldn't come in?
No, I don't believe so, unfortunately. The threshold of a house is a powerfully spiritual thing. It's not so much the house as it is the home. And the transient nature of a mobile home is... it takes time and human experience to build up the... I mean, you couldn't just go to a random Barovian empty house here and expect Strahd not to be able to get inside because you don't really live there. You don't put your mark on the place. It is not a haven for you. Spiritually, as it were. And so, no, unfortunately, the tent would not do this for you.
Well, in the spirit of decision making here, if anybody wants my vote, I say that a combination of the ravens causing the distraction and us taking the boat may get us where we're going a bit quicker, and to add to it would decrease the chances of us running into more crows or wolves or rats in the woods. Right? We can pretty much bet there's not going to be lake wolves or lake rats.
Yeah, that's fair.
So maybe the distraction with the crows is what we'll need to get us swiftly across the lake, and then we'll worry about the rest of it once we get there. That's my vote.
All right. Well, I think if that's what your plan is, we better get cracking, eh?
If everybody's in agreement, I want to put my vote out there.
Agreed.
Yeah, I mean,
I think.
since we talked about it, I think that
Uh,
makes sense.
Wanders?
Yes, I agree.
All right,
Let's go.
Give me a moment to alert my family and our friends, and we will. I will let you know as soon as we are ready. Are there any like last minute preparations anyone wants to make? Any like spells anyone wants to cast or anything of that nature? Probably not. I don't think, but
Yeah, I don't really have anything that would be super useful at this point. So,
okay.
Word.
I don't think I do either.
I think the only thing is I would go ahead and prepare prestidigitation, but I mean it's cantrip, anyways. But I want to light a fire the opposite direction of where we would be going,
Okay.
like a little, just like a little fire. Just that way, it's kind of like a distraction, quote unquote.
Okay. I mean, and so like, what's the range? Like, how far away from you guys? What's the range on prestidigitation? Like,
It's only 10 feet, but what I could do is essentially, like as the crows are distracted, like if we get it across the lake fast enough, put a campfire on one side, light it, and then just leave the other way, and do that. I don't know if that would work, but
yeah. I mean, it's up to you guys. I mean, it's sort of like on the one hand, maybe a bit of a like distraction. On the other hand, definitely signals like where you were, which is part of finding where you are. You know, you'd have to like find a way to cover your tracks and stuff.
yeah.
But you know, it could be a trade-off if you can buy some time by distracting them.
Oh. Or I could just. I'll just put a mark, like an arrow, going the other direction.
They went that away. Really pull a fast one on him. Pull a Princess Bride on him. Point the arrow towards us. That way they think like, oh, they surely wouldn't point the arrow.
They
Surely wouldn't put the glass in front of me. Okay, so
yeah. I think that's going to be my plan. Is at least like just find a tree, put an arrow, and the opposite of where we're going, and it lasts for an hour.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So you guys wait for a few minutes. Erwin comes back and leads you to the door, and then you sort of begin to hear like bird noises outside, and see kind of a kerfuffle begin. And he waits just a little bit longer, and then sort of ushers you out the door. And you guys sort of take off through this. Yeah, you guys sort of take off through the streets. Go ahead and we'll do like a group stealth check with advantage. So what we're going to do, yeah, everybody roll. And I am going to take the average.
Oof.
Good golly.
It's all right. It's
Somebody
all right. My
need to
29 might
have
help you out there.
I was gonna say the 29.
I mean, I can burn advantage or inspiration if I need to.
I think we
Wolves are
should
natural
be okay.
sprinters.
Yeah, I mean,
I think
I would let you guys
I'm
get an extra reroll if you burn an inspiration here. If anyone,
Yeah,
wants to
I'm
do
a
that.
burn mine.
Cass is burning an inspo.
There you go.
I mean,
10.
10's better than a fucking 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair.
Well, 13 if we're rolling with advantage.
Well, you've got the heavy armor on too, right?
Oh, yeah, 7. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
cancels out.
All right. So total there. That is okay. 29. Jesus. The
Yeah.
outlier there. Okay, so that's an average of 16.5. It's a skill check, not damage. We'll round up to 17. on that. Okay.
Not too shabby.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so you begin to kind of like try to sneak your way as a group through the streets, making your way to the docks. The kerfuffle with the birds getting farther and farther away as you go. And then you set off along the lake, sort of rowing in. Where is that? Rowing into the ocean. Not the ocean, it's a big lake. Rowing into the lake. And you begin to cross it. Let's go take a look at the Barovia map. Bloop. Okay. Arabelle has been returned home. Bluto is lost to time. And you guys are just like heading across the lake directly. I'm assuming as directly as possible. It's about a mile across the lake. And you make your way into the woods on the other side. And as you sort of dismount and just like pull your boat up onto the next as you sort of pull your boat onto the shore over there's not a dock here, of course. It's just this other side of the lake. You sort of just like pull your boats up onto shore. But you make your way over to the trees. And Onyx, you said you would like to sort of attempt to lay a bit of a false trail here. What do you do?
Yeah. I'm just gonna go ahead and just like place an arrow and make it look like charcoal, like kind of like a drawing of charcoal, and just have it like kind of point in the opposite direction of where we would go. kind of like a left or right situation.
Okay.
And it will last for an hour, so I'm not expecting it to really do much, but just in case.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I guess what we're gonna do at this point is have you roll a survival check. I'm gonna let one of you roll the check. So whoever you want to have roll that for you, trying to track this guy down, let me know. You don't have a lot to go on. Sorry, go ahead.
I have a +8.
Okay.
Yeah, I've only got a +2, so you're
Use
probably not.
investigation, we'd be in real good shape. Or
Yeah.
even
You've only got a little bit to go on here, which is simply that like this guy is on this side of the lake. So there's a lot of ground to cover here, right? And of course time is of the essence. So please go ahead and give me that check, and I will explain the mechanics that I'm going to use.
Hey.
Hey, got a
Heck
dirty 20.
That's a dirty 20.
So, we are going to... Let's see, how do I want to do this? Okay. I would like you to roll 1d4.
Me?
Yes.
That's a 1.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay, and I'm going to have you roll a luck check with advantage because you rolled really high on that survival, but it's harder than a normal luck check. So I think on a D100, on 2 chances, you need to roll 75 or higher to find him or his trail in the first hour.
And you're saying roll 2 D100s?
Yeah, roll 2 D100s, and we'll see if either of them is above 75.
53 and 95.
Damn. Okay. As luck would have it, a lucky streak of rolls here from Wandress. As luck would have it, you actually do come across. I think as you come across the lake, like you pull up and you see a spot over here, near where that river sort of rolls into the lake, kind of here. You see like a place where the like mud of the thick, like sludgy lake shore has been like singed and kind of melt, like some of it's like baked into clay, maybe some of the little bit of like silty sand has been like glassed almost, from where you think this guy was firing these the lightning bolts you heard about. And so using that as a starting point starts to get you a bead on the trail. With a 95, that's pretty high. So it takes you within the first hour you found the trail. But you do have to follow the trail. So I'm going to ask you to roll another survival check.
That's a 13.
Okay. And I'm going to ask you to roll 2d4.
Both of those are 4s.
Oof. Okay. So here's what happens. It's about... Okay, it's probably like 2 by the time you get to the other side, because you had to talk to the dude, then they did the raven thing, and then you rushed across and, had to row a mile across the lake. So it is probably 2 or so by the time you get across the lake. And then by 3 o'clock you found the trail. But it does take you like 8 more hours to find this guy.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So, we're going to need some random encounter checks to start with. So, we'll just, I guess we'll start with you, Bonus Mom. Go ahead and roll me a D20. And this is going to be for...
I rolled a natural. No, wait a minute.
Yeah,
Yeah, I rolled a
that's a
natural,
natural
20.
Okay, I need you to roll a d12 and a d8.
A D12, 7,
My blade thirsts. Bring it
and
on.
a D8,
Uh-huh.
also a 7.
Oh, lucky break. Lucky break. What you rolled on this encounter table was 2 needle blights. But all the needle blights are dead because you have killed the tree.
Hey, what do you know?
Yeah.
Blights will never
There
fade
are
this
no
land
more
again.
blights in Barovia until that tree regrows, which the winery dudes are trying to pull the stump out of the ground probably as we speak. So
We need a team name. Savior of Barovia.
After
Slayer of
8
Blights.
hours of being in the woods, I'm gonna... Okay. Actually... Yeah, we're gonna do a little stuff here.
Don't like that.
Good golly. 23 monsters rush out of the woods.
No.
I mean, there's more needle blights than blights than that, so we're probably fine.
Fine.
Unless, of course, it's 23 like red dragons. In that case,
Yeah, so in the first 8 hours, you're on the trail, but the trail is like very wandery, you know. I need another encounter check. So we did bonus mom. Let's have someone else do the next one.
I got it.
Cute.
17.
Barely missed it. Although at this point, we're gonna go by the hour on this. And so in this case, we're at about 5 o'clock in the evening. So our range is gonna change as it becomes nighttime here. But you don't really have much choice. So, but at this time of day, that is a skip. That is not an encounter as you move through the woods. Next up, we'll just have Onyx. Go ahead and roll that d20 for me.
Okay.
As you sort of like attempt to simultaneously follow this batshit trail, which loops in on itself, and some of it is old, and like sometimes you find newer parts of the trail, but it's just wanders around all over the place very strangely. And you're trying to like dodge, being caught by any kind of creature that you think might report to Strahd where you guys are.
Yeah. Okay. Let's try this again.
Okay, so 6 o'clock is a 14. That is not an encounter. That is the third one. Vincent, what you got?
1.
That one is not an encounter, actually.
Hey!
Yeah. But we are into nighttime. At 6 p.m., the sun begins to set. It's starting to become night, and your encounter range changes at this point. Back to bonus one.
Oh, God. 18.
Ooh. Roll me a d12 and a d8.
Come on, needle blights.
D12 is an 11.
Okay.
D8 is a 5.
Alrighty.
Pixel,
Wait.
could we... if this is going to be an encounter, could we have a short break first?
Sure. Yeah. Let me hit you with the description of the encounter, and then we will take a short break. Okay. So our dear friends, how are you guys traveling?
Well,
Probably
I
in
feel
a
like
file.
I'm in front.
Okay. So yeah, we
Yeah,
think Wanderous is in front. Who's next?
I'd probably be behind, just due to eagerness.
Okay. All right. So
I
we've
can
got Wanderous,
take up-
Onyx.
I'll take up the rear.
Yeah, I was thinking I'll be like third.
Okay. All right. And this is going to be fun. So bonus one
you.
rolled the encounter. Everyone else, please roll me 1d6. We'll let you decide your own fates.
I don't like
Oh
that.
God.
1.
1, 4,
Four.
Hell yeah,
One.
Vince,
Okay, so
join
that
me.
is 6. Okay.
We're like celebrating
Okay.
once. Like, this is probably
We
good,
don't
right?
know, like-
This instance is probably good.
Okay, so you
Oh,
move
what?
through the trees. You move through the trees on this side of the forest, having moved deeper and following these trails worn in by game and by the individual that you are searching for. And through the trees, you hear the telltale groans of wandering undead as you see 6 sort of shambling zombies begin to come out of the trees. And when we get back, friends, we will roll initiative, but we're going to take a quick break. We are going to be back at, let's say, 9:06 or so, give or take. We'll take 5 minutes for a quick bio break. We'll be back shortly, everybody. Sorry, guys. Thank you. Sorry about the muted. I need to edit that
Oh,
button.
there we are.
Yeah, okay. I need to swap out because I still had your old druid token on that map. Okay. All right, anyway, welcome back, everybody. And as these shambling corpses crawl out of the trees and begin to drag their bodies towards our party, everyone is rolling initiative. Onyx, I've got a 12, okay?
Yeah, sorry, I'm not on my PC, so.
That's okay. I got you. Yeah, and so it's pretty straightforward. Basically, the nearest one of these guys is about 35 feet, and the rest, they're all within 70 feet of you. And you're just in some trees. Somebody is giving Cass inspiration back. Scarlet Rose Moon, thank you for that. And with that, keep this on the screen here. As these creatures begin to lurch, I don't think anybody has surprise here, because zombies are not stealthy. They grunt and groan and cry for brains. Ash, you are up first.
Alrighty then. Well, I'm sure shit ain't rushing ahead. I've learned my lesson. So let's take... give me just a moment, sorry.
And this is happening, let's see, this was the 4th one. So this is happening at like, probably what, 8 or 9 o'clock at night? You got there at 2, found the thing at 3, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is happening somewhere between 7 and 8 p.m. So the sun has begun to well set. The mist and dark are sort of encroaching on you. And Ash, you're up.
Okay. Let's use some of my movement to get up into a better shot. So we're just going to use about 10 movement to push up right next to Wondrous here.
Okay.
Then I'm going to use Insightful Fighting against just this one in front's fine.
Okay. Alrighty. So your line of sight on them from there is a little rough.
Do I not have light?
Well, you can see them,
I didn't notice.
there's
I'm
like
sorry.
2 trees in the way. So like they've probably got 3/4 cover if you're behind both, if they're both behind trees here.
What if I go ahead and move to this?
Yeah, you have, I think, a clear line of sight there, right?
Okay.
That's, yeah, I think yep.
Cool.
Okay.
So it'd be an insight check for me, yeah?
Yes, versus what, deception on their part?
Yeah. 26.
You want to guess if zombies are charismatic or not?
I think that honestly, bards, every one of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's a 2.
Against the 26. God, I
Five,
almost had
5
him.
minus 3 is 2. They almost had you there. So yes, you have insightfully fought this zombie in front.
God, what a fighter. Okay, and this gives me, I don't even remember. This gives me
Insightful
sneak attack.
fighting just gives you sneak
Yep.
attack. It doesn't give you full advantage. It just gives you sneak attack.
Yeah, that's cool. So let's do a short bow. Come on, baby, where you at? Let's go. Bam. 16 to hit.
16 is higher than 8, so 16 does hit.
What?
They're
Quick
not.
math.
They're not wearing any armor. These are just like, and you can see these are just like Barovian peasants.
So we got 6 piercing plus the
18.
12 sneak attack.
Okay. Yeah, damn. So you land a very solid arrow into this zombie. It is looking extremely rough with 18 points of damage. Not in good shape.
Rougher.
Yeah.
It's a,
You can see,
Yeah,
like,
okay.
as you hit it, the impact, like a bunch of just flesh, just sort of sloughs off the rib cage as it grunts at you. You've moved. You've bonus actioned. Use action to any other movement you want to take.
Nope, solid here.
All right, Cass.
Hashtag rogue things.
Cass, you're up.
Okay, yep. I'm gonna go ahead and take all of my movement, which will get me up to about here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and use Sacred Flame on the one Vince just hit.
Okay.
So it's got to beat a DC 14.
Okay. DC 14 dex save, and the verdict is 0. There's a 2 minus 2 there. So that is not going to succeed. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, looking like 13 points of radiant damage.
Yeah, 13 points of radiant damage. Lights into this zombie as its undead flesh and bones just sort of like crackle and are fully just like disintegrated, right? Not disintegrated like in magic, but just like come apart with this holy fire and are sort of like burned up in a flash of like yellow and white flame, this radiant energy. That's movement and action. Any bonus actions from Cass?
No.
Okay. That brings us to the first zombie, which is going to just... What's these guys' speed? I gotta look. It's not fast. It's like 20 feet, I think. 20 feet. This thing is just going to walk. This thing is actually going to run all the way over to you, Cass. It starts to, like, shamble quicker. But... can't get there and act. So he just kind of... takes the opportunity to get closer to you, bringing us to Onyx.
Okay. Can I see the one that's past Cass, like from where I'm at? Like not the one that's like right next to Cass, but the one behind.
Let's see. I think its square is fully blocked. I'm gonna say no, not from there. I think these trees are breaking your line of... This one tree right here is breaking your line of sight too much.
Okay.
Light it on fire. Get out of here. In the way.
Can I move up? Like probably not right up to where Cass is, but like next to Cass.
Yeah, if you wanted to move next to Cass, you could.
I guess.
But any ranged attacks you take while in melee with that zombie will have disadvantage.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't like move up next to the zombie. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think I'll just try to move to see if I can hit the hit the one that is like I guess hidden.
Yeah.
If I could do that, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so if you can move, let's see, what's your 25
My
feet
speed
would
is 25,
get you here, I think, and from here, yeah, you can basically see all corners of his square. Yeah, so I think you're good. I think from if you rush up and duck under the boughs, because the trees don't go all the way to the ground necessarily. You can duck under the boughs of the tree, but you're not blocked by the trunk of this thing over here. So I think yes, you can. Go ahead and fire off.
Yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and fire fireball off.
Okay.
Just right behind it, like kind of kitty corner, like diagonally.
Let's take fireball.
Yep.
Okay, so you're trying to shoot.
Jesus.
You're trying to shoot like there.
God damn.
Yeah, like right there. Yeah.
Jesus. Okay. Woo! Go ahead and roll damage. They got to make dex saves, which I promise you they will basically none of them make. That's 4.
Yeah,
You know, I really don't like these question marks on this initiative thing.
Oh no! What could it mean?
I'm just now seeing
What?
these. I don't
What?
want to
No.
alert anybody.
What could it mean, friends?
what could it mean?
What could Pixel be doing?
Oh wait, hold on. Why is this? Okay, well.
It's 8d6, right? So
86, yeah.
slash or forward slash or backslash, whichever slash that is. /r space 8d6.
Yeah. The Roll20 website is not working for me, so I'm gonna do this instead.
Oh, do you want me to just type it? I can roll it for you if you want.
I think I got it. I don't know if it put it in there, but if not, if you could type it for me,
Okay, yeah,
that'd be
I got
great.
you. Just so people at home know, Omega is operating on a skeleton system here without his normal stuff. We're trying to make
Yeah.
it work. I rolled a pretty average roll. We got 27. None of
Okay,
them passed. So in a bright burst of fire, which does ignite some fires in the forest, although not as many as you'd expect because it's damp, but you immediately incinerate all 4 of those fucking zombies.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it tracks.
Yeah, and hang on, let's just go ahead and excuse you. Actually, let's not do that. We're gonna do this like so. Okay, you begin to light some of these things on fire, like so. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And that is your movement and action, Onyx. Anything else from you?
I don't think I can really do anything else. I don't have any good bonus action spells right now, so
Okay.
yeah, that's it.
All right, Wandress.
Well, this is one of those times when what Wanderers is going to do is probably not necessary. I was going to use Channel Divinity to do Turn Undead. There's only one left. I hate to waste it because there's a question mark out there.
God, what is that question mark? What is he doing with that?
So
Kind of a monster.
what I think Wanderous, he's close enough to the dude right here. Yeah, I just think he just casts a Sacred Flame at that zombie that ran up but couldn't do anything.
Okay.
Let me just...
Oh, you know what? Hang on. I'm a dummy. Real quick. Sorry, guys. These people didn't make their saves, and I don't think they're going to make this other thing. But they do actually have an ability called Undead Fortitude that I need to reckon with. Because if they don't die from like certain types of things, they
Okay,
get a
well,
chance
that
to
would
just not
affect
die.
what I
Yeah,
was
so
going to do.
apologies. Let me double check and make sure that I get this right. So I got to make 4 Constitution saving throws. They took 27 damage. So the DC of this 5 plus the damage taken. Oh no, they can't. I'm sorry, I was wrong. There's no with 27 damage. There's no way. So you were still fine.
Okay,
There's
well,
literally no way they can
again,
make that save. My apologies. But they did roll a 17 on their dex save for that one remaining zombie. Somehow, miraculously, with a -2, rolled a 19 on the die.
Okay. Well, I think that, that given all that scenario, that Wanderous is going to cast Sacred Flame at them.
Okay. Yeah, so that is a 17 on the die from the zombie. What is your... Or 17 modded. It's 19 on the die, -2 is 17. What is your DC, Wanderous?
Let me get... I'm sorry. I was on the front page. My DC is 16.
Okay, so he does make the save, miraculously, somehow. So that is your action to cast the Sacred Flame. Anything else you'd like to do?
Well, crap. That's just really irritating. Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
That's
I'm
fine.
sorry.
We can ignore
Excuse me. Oops, I can't because that's not a bonus action,
Yeah,
right?
correct.
Okay. Oh, God, not knowing, whatever. Okay, feeling very frustrated. I think that I can't do a spell now. Well, yeah, can I? No, I can't. I did my action. I'm sorry. I'm
Yes.
just totally...
So you have a bonus action and movement left to do with what you will.
Okay, I can do spiritual weapon. I think
You
that
can,
he
'cause you cast a
whips out
cantrip
just
for your
being so
spell.
frustrated because he sees, what just happened, and he didn't get any pieces of that. So he whips out his spirit weapon, which
Okay.
is again the great big purple flower, but
Okay.
it has huge thorns on it, and he just drags it down into the zombie.
Okay.
Okay, so I
hang on
cast
one
it to
sec.
see
Yep,
if I
I
hit
gotcha.
it right.
Yeah. Yes, because you have to make an attack with it. Hang on.
Did it? No, wait a minute. Sacred flame. What did I do? It says. Does it say dexterity save?
I don't know what it says. I can't be responsible for what it says right at this exact
Okay, I
moment.
accidentally did Thorn Whip. And then I thought that I cast Sacred Flame, and I have to click on it, right?
Well, oh, Jesus Christ. What you meant to cast was, you cast Sacred Flame, which was your cantrip. He made the save on Sacred Flame, so you can ignore Sacred Flame now. You had previously accidentally cast Thorn Whip, but what you want to cast right now is a Spiritual Weapon.
Thank you. Thank you for... Okay, it's a 13.
Okay.
And excuse me for rolling the wrong thing 2 more times.
It's all good. 13 does hit. You can roll damage. And tell me where you would like to place this spiritual weapon.
Okay, 8 force
Okay,
damage.
8 force damage. All right. Yeah, so you
Okay.
get a solid hit in with your spiritual weapon. and you
Okay,
get 8 force
around his head.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
but-
a fine place
okay.
right there. If that's the flower, that's perfect.
Okay. All
And
right.
I actually think that I'm going to move up right next to it too,
Okay.
to kind of take a little bit to help Cass out just a little bit, making the guy pick something.
All right. I got you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. We're going to do this starting from left to right. Vincent Page. Roll me a d4.
Oh,
More
no.
than. 2.
2. Okay.
2 more zombies.
More zombies begin to shamble out of the woods. Nearby. I have to add turns for these guys and roll initiative.
There must be a spawner nearby.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that guy's a negative
I love
1
it.
initiative. Okay. All right. But that does bring it back to Ash's turn. You all can hear. Let me try and move. It's a little hard to get all these guys in here. On the screen, friends. I try my best, but it's tough. Okay. So, yeah, you all hear these additional zombies, and you can kind of hear their sounds all over the woods. You get a sense that, like, you're kind of in a small horde right now. And you may need to begin to think about how you want to deal with that situation. Because it doesn't seem like it was just one single pack of zombies. As you blew away several of them, some more have come along. But Ash, the only one that's really in striking distance, is right in front of Cass. What would you like to do?
Okay, let me take a look around. Oh, okay, I see where we're at now. What is this? Okay. I think that we're going to, again, just because I can, use our insightful fighting on this guy, right? No, we don't need to do that. It's stupid. I would already have sneak attack. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and just get this out of the way then. 5, 10, 15. We're going to move up, and we're going to take our newly found weapon in saw form and take a shot. We got a dead zombie count. Love it. Okay, that's 18 to hit. Yeah. I don't know what the hell the rest of this
18 hits. That's your bloods. It's just like the name of the stuff.
Oh, okay.
That's fine.
And then you said that hits, yes?
Yes.
Oh,
Holy shit.
28. God damn. Okay. So you reduce a creature to 0 hit points. So first off, you get 3 temporary hit points.
Love that.
This thing does not have more than 28 hit points. And then this thing would theoretically try to make a save, but that is way too much damage. So that increases our tally of dead zombies to 6. If I can just get it somewhere that can be seen. It's kind of hard to find a spot that it can be seen. Okay.
Maybe if you made it a different color, wouldn't that make it more like...
Yeah.
Because it's like, it blends in with the trees at that color. If you make it like white or something, maybe?
Yeah.
Not to tell you what to do, I'm sorry.
It's hard to... Yeah, that's better. Okay. 6. Okay.
There you go. That looks good.
All right. Okay, so you've killed 6 zombies. There are none of them anywhere near you, but you do have the sense that more will keep showing up from various directions. What would you like to do, friends? So, Vincent, you still got movement and
I feel
bonus
like...
action, I think, so...
well, we're not going to bonus action dash. I'll tell you that today. But I think that Ash would go ahead and move further up the trail and be like, follow me.
Okay.
So 20, I think right here is 30 for me, I think. If not, whatever.
Yeah, because you had to move over to that other one. So, yeah, that's probably 30. Okay. Cool. That brings us to Cass.
Well, I am going to follow Ash. So 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25.
Okay. So Cass kind of takes the charge. Let's see. Cass, you are 50 feet away from either of them. You probably, through the trees, have line of sight on this lower one. Oops, sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I was grabbing you there. I think you have a line of sight on this one. I don't think you're, like, right through that tree's base.
Okay.
But I think you probably can't see the other one to the north, so...
So you said I can see this one?
Yeah, I think you can probably see that one. I think just because it's like you're cutting through. If you like in the I'm imagining that the trunk of these trees is like in the center of any given tree, and so I think it's like between and the foliage doesn't go all the way down to the ground necessarily. So I think you kind of can under the boughs through see that thing a little bit.
Okay, well I'm gonna fire a sacred flame at it.
Okay.
At this one.
3.
Hell to the yes. That's 7 points of damage.
Okay. Yeah, so you light this one up with the sacred flame, and you hear it gurgle and sort of shriek in pain as your sacred flame goes off, sort of like on it. All right. Anything else?
No, that'll be it for me.
Okay, that brings us to this zombie, which begins to shamble forward. They're not smart, so it is going to shamble through the flaming tree and is going to take 1d4 fire damage. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. So it takes it burns, and some of its like one of its arms is just skeletal fully, as it's sort of like shambling towards you. Again, it's another one that's like running but can't quite get to you and attack. That brings us to Onyx.
Okay, let me see what I can do. I think I'm gonna go ahead and cast Firebolts.
Okay.
The closer one that I can see.
Okay. Yeah, that's gonna. I think the only one you can see is this one here. I think this other guy still has a little bit too much cover.
Yeah. No, that's
like
fine.
right through the middle of both of those tree trunks.
Yeah. 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 I'll just go ahead and fire it off of that one.
Okay.
So let's do this. Roll.
27 hits.
Okay, 27 hits.
For 8 points of fire damage.
8 points of fire damage, yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Yeah, so you fire your firebolt off of that creature, and it, again, has that flame smash into it, burning its long dead flesh with a putrid, disgusting smell. Any movement from Onyx?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and move up next to Ash, I think.
Okay.
And then I think that'll be my turn.
Okay. That brings us to Wandress.
Okay, Wanderous moves the spiritual weapon to the zombie close to Kaz
Okay.
and smashes it down on him.
Okay.
Now let's see. So do I have to? I've already cast it, so I just do damage on it.
Well, you have to roll to hit every time, so you go ahead and.
Okay, spiritual hit. Okay, that's a 20 to hit.
20 hits.
And that is 7 more points of damage.
Okay. Oof, yeah, that guy is looking very, very rough.
Okay. Given that action, Wanderous is going to move. Whoops, where was I? Was right. Oh, shoot.
You're on the,
I was there, or... Wait a minute, I know where I was. No, I was back one more, I think.
Okay.
Because it was going to be 20 feet of movement to get me to... Okay, so now I'm back on move. This was 20 feet. Yep, that's where I was.
Okay.
So I'm going to move up to here. Let's see, that's 20. I'll go ahead and do 25. No, wait a minute. Thither is not a sword. Thither's a crossbow. Oh, you know what? Given that thither's a crossbow, I think I'm going to use it before I move.
Okay. Sure.
So
yeah,
I'll go back to that place. You move me back there, and I'm going to hit him with thither from where I am.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, shoot. No, I'm burning inspiration.
Okay.
Excuse me. Well, now I have 10 inspirations. That's good. Okay. We're going to hit it. I'm going to aim again.
Okay.
And that's a 17 to hit.
17 hits.
And that's 7 more points of damage.
Okay. Alrighty. So we are going to... Okay. And so this thing has... Now that is going to actually have to make it... It uses its undead fortitude. It has a DC con save of 12 to beat here. Because it's 5 plus the damage taken, which was 7. So... That's only an 8, however. That's another zombie down.
Okay, I have 30 feet of movement. So I'm doing what Ash said, and I'm moving to right there. And I'll just keep the spiritual weapon with me because I don't know who's anywhere else. I saw that Cash fired off something
you also
in a
already
direction.
moved it this round, so you'd have to wait till next round to move it anyway.
Oh, that's right. Well, and I'm keeping it with me. That's right. That's right.
Ooh,
Thank you.
You deleted 2 friends.
But it
Bob.
doesn't go away, right?
No, it does not.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
love
As
that
we
you
hit
named it
initiative
more.
turn 0, Omega, it is your turn. Please roll me a d4.
Oh.
Give us 4 more, Bob.
gracious. I hope to God
hush.
not. If this will work. Oh, goodness. Please roll for me.
Yep.
Dang it.
You need me to do it for you?
If you could. Sorry.
No, that's all right. Oh,
This is what happens when you get too eager moving stuff.
I don't know what that's like.
You have a lot going
Oof.
on.
There it
Could have been
goes. That
worse.
is 3. Could have been worse. Could have been better.
Yeah.
Okay. Now at this point, I'm gonna start rolling for what directions these guys are coming from. So we'll just roll like a D8. Actually, we'll do 3 D8s to see what direction they're coming at you from. 4, 6, and 8. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we got another one coming in the bottom. Left, bottom, right. And then top left. Okay. So, boom. Boom.
Quick, somebody save Coral.
Boom. Okay, so they have started to surround you, but they are a little distance from you. And sorry, guys, it's going to be real hard to get everyone on the same screen where you can see here because of how big the map is and stuff. My apologies on that front. I'm going to do my best. But it is going to be tough to get them all on there. Okay. I need to add these guys to the initiative. If everyone will stand by briefly for that.
So we currently have 5, is that right?
Yes. Well, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4.
4. Okay. However, okay, it is this guy's turn with -1 initiative. Holy cow. So he is gonna rush up towards, I think Wandrous is just the closest person. He has to dash to get to you, but he can't hit you because he doesn't have actions to do it. Ash, you're up.
Okay, let's see here. We're gonna skip around here and
Oh, also,
Run
sorry, how many zombies did we kill last round? 2 more? Or just
Yep.
1 more?
oh, just one more, right? We just killed one more.
I think
It was
that's
the
right.
one that was up here.
Okay, carry on.
Okay, I think we're gonna run and gun here. So 5, 10, 15, 20 to get right up here. And I can't see a reason to use any of my bonus things for this. So we're gonna take a stabby stab with our saw. For 17.
Damn.
Okay, yeah. So
17 to hit, I'm
17 to
sorry.
hit hits.
Yeah. 13 slashing plus 12 on the sneak attack.
Okay, and you've reduced, so that's what, 25? Yeah. You've reduced your creature's 0 hit points. You can gain 10 temporary hit points if you'd like to swap out.
Holy.
And you can only have 1 set of temporary hit points at a time.
I see.
You'd have to trade your 3 for your 10. But
All right, I might as well.
but you should,
pretend
right?
that's-
Of course.
Yeah, that's dumb. Why are you
Yeah,
not-
and there's no way it can make a
Like
25. There's no way it can make a
something good.
25 DC con save. So you rush up. Describe to me, Ash. You're using this new blade, this blood blade, saw blade thing that you have. Walk me through it. Describe me a symphony of violence.
I feel like the more we've used it over the past couple of days or whatever it's been since we found it, getting more accustomed to the feel and really more so accustomed to the way it works, right? Like, especially with us gaining like more fortitude with each time it's used. So I feel like Ash kind of takes off sprinting towards this monster with the saw in hand and kind of just drags it down the length of its the front part of its body, just tearing as much as possible with the blade to get the extra HP, right?
Yeah, and you
Okay,
cut
as much
into this
blood as
creature, smash through the rib cage, and fully sever the spine, and it falls into 2 halves as a sort of like black red blood sort of oozes out of the creature. Awful smell, horrible rotting stench of dead flesh. As it dies. So that is your movement and some of your movement and action. Anything else from Ash?
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna definitely still not gonna dash ahead. We learning. I think I have 10 left. I think it is.
It's probably sounds right.
So we're gonna just boop right up here.
Okay.
Keep moving up the trail. We're not looking to get cornered down here by all these.
Okay.
dudes.
Excellent. Cass, you're up.
Okay. Well,
Oh, that's 8.
shit. Okay.
See, you put a
Can I
counter
hit
up
that
there.
one or no?
Yeah, I think you can. It's not directly blocked by any full
Okay,
trees,
yeah, I just wanted to make
like,
sure.
main thing, I don't think. So,
Okay, well,
we'll
I'm
say
gonna
you can-
launch a sacred flame at it.
All right.
When you put a counter up there, it makes me want to make it go higher. You know that, right? I'm like,
Oh God, that's a 2. 2 does not save. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yay! 10 points of
Ooh.
damage.
Nice hit. Another, radiant flame just blasts off of this zombie, which sort of gargles in pain. That is your action. Any movement or bonus action from Cass?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take my movement. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Okay. All right,
come
that
on,
brings
Onyx,
us
you're falling behind, buddy.
brings us to the zombie in the back, which is going to begin to rush up the trail, gaining on you a little bit, Onyx, as it sort of like, shambles and grunts. But that does bring us to Onyx.
I'm gonna go ahead and as a just in case type of thing, I'm gonna use my bonus action to use my blade song.
Okay.
So I'm gonna use one of those bad boys.
Okay.
Boost my speed and AC, which I think it puts it up to.
You get +2 AC, I think.
No, it's plus my intelligence modifier.
Oh, plus oof.
so 6. So it goes up to 16 from 11.
Nice.
And then let's see, blade song, and I think it increases my speed by 10.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yep, walking speed increases by 10. Yep. So, yeah, I'll hear Ash and be like, "I'm coming." I'm also as since that was my bonus action, as my action, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Firebolt at the one I think behind me. Actually, no, Ray of Frost. I'm gonna do Ray of Frost. Never mind. So let's do that. Roll. Maybe.
Okay, Ray of Frost, the one behind you. Yeah, 26 hits.
Yep.
For sure. And that does slow it down, so you don't do a ton of damage, but
yeah.
you do reduce its speed by 10 feet. We'll give it this little snail. So I hopefully remember that.
Okay. Yep. And then I think I'm just going to go and take the 35 movement and move up, probably next to Cass.
Yeah, okay. That gets you, that's 30 feet. Do you want to move 5
pretty
more?
close.
You want to move like there? Or do you want to be, that's 35, this is 30.
Okay. I think I'll just stick with the 30.
Okay.
I think I'll just stick with the 30, and then that's where I will end my turn.
All right, Wandress, you are up.
Okay, Wanderous is looking back, see what Onyx does. Sees Onyx run past him, and looking backwards, he's going to fire off thither back to the one back down the trail.
Okay.
That's a 17 to
Yeah,
hit,
17 hits.
and 5 points of damage.
5 more damage. Okay, that's your action. Any bonus action or
Okay,
movement?
then I, understanding the program, am going to move 30 feet ahead on the trail. Let
Okay.
me see here. I got to move the map so I can see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to move right up next to the log.
Okay. If you run through that burning tree, you will take 1d4 points of damage.
Oh, okay.
So you
but
can
I
cut
go
left
through where
or you can
Kaz
go around to the right.
is.
Yes.
I can go through my own players. Okay, so that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 right there.
Okay. Okay. And are you moving your sacred weapon at all or leaving it behind you?
Oh, I'll just bring it up to, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20 to right there.
Okay. Okay, so that is movement and action and bonus action. That brings us to these folks who are going to begin to rush in, taking
Is there
dash
ever going to be an
actions.
end to this? Is there...
No,
do we
we're
just
never
keep-
going to... we're stuck here now forever. and
I
none
kind
of
of had a
us,
feeling.
none of us
Because
ever
if we
get
got
to
to
do
keep rolling more.
anything else again. There's no eating, no sleeping, only zombies. From now.
Well, we'll have to do like that asshole thing, because you just can't sit forever. You got to take care of business.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So one of them finally managed to get next to you, but it doesn't have anything left to attack. However, Ozzy, it's your turn. I need a D4.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, let's hope for a 1, I guess.
One more, Bob. Come on. Keep going.
Oh, damn.
Hey, a 1.
Yes!
Nailed it.
Excuse me for
right,
yelling.
come
into the
on.
microphone.
Now we're going to roll 1d8 to see what direction it comes from.
The north, obviously.
7. So 7 is the top
north.
right. So that's going to give us over here. We got to add a turn for this thing.
Oh,
Gotta get this to
man.
where I can actually see to add its turn. Come on. Add the damn turn. Okay. All right, and then we got to roll our initiative. Okay. Now, this actually goes next to you. Okay, that brings us back to Ash once again. As these things just keep shambling out of the trees, you are managing to keep them off you, but time grows short here. What number are we at now? We killed 2 more that round. 1 more. I think we
I
killed.
think so, because Ash killed the one, and then, or no, okay, that one's still there. Never mind.
Okay, so I think we've
No.
killed. Maybe we didn't kill any.
I don't think we killed any that round. I
No.
don't think so.
Okay.
You're on.
Well, yeah, because Ash, you killed the one. Yeah, so we haven't killed anyone. So Ash, you're up.
I think 30 will get me here, Bob.
Yep, I think so too.
I feel bad about attacking all these, but like,
Hey.
what else do I do? We're going to attack again with our saw, Bub.
Just rogue things.
Just rogue things. That's 11.
11 does in fact hit. Go ahead and roll that damage.
Hey, I thought I was going to have to burn inspiration.
No, these guys have an AC
going.
of 8. They are not.
Ah, not that bad. We got 18 total.
It's already been damaged.
Oh,
0 hit points. But this it might actually it might be able to hit a 23 con save. It'd have to crit, but it could do it.
you got to give it the chance. The little zombie that could, Bob.
No, it's not. 5 hit points or 5
Okay.
5 roll. Okay. Also, I got it. Okay. Boom. You execute
And-
another one. Once again, having the feeling the rush of 10 temporary hit points, which you can't stack, so it's
Yeah.
the same. But you just are feeling as you're slicing through this, and it's weird because they're not bleeding. It's not like your blade is drinking blood, but it is just like drinking whatever life essence is animating this undead beasts. It's just like flowing through you. You feel vigorous and powerful. It is quite the rush. Anything
Making
else
up for the lycanthropy
from
thing.
anything else from Ash?
So I do have a bonus action, and since we're so close to the top here, I am going to bonus action dash.
Okay.
But we're just going to 5, 10, 15, 20. We're going to use just the 25. That way
Okay.
I'm not like leaving everybody behind. It just
Okey-dokey.
kind of ups me once more. Okay. Now, and then that's it for me.
All right, and that gets us to 9. All right, Cass.
Okay. So am I able to hit this one, or is the foliage in the way?
Ooh. I think I'm going to call foliage on that one. I do think
Okay,
I'm going to call
that's fair.
foliage on that one.
Ooh.
I
Hold up.
don't know if it's in range. I think you
What
can
about
see
this
the
little
one.
guy?
Yeah, I think you can see the one behind you peeking through the trees. That one? Yeah, I think you can see that one too. Either of the two behind guys. I think you can see.
Both of them are in range, so
Yeah.
let's see. This one's been damaged, right?
The one with the snail on it's been damaged, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and launch Sacred Flame at
Okay.
that one.
We can't leave the area until we hit double digits. That's the rule.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm
Sacred
going for.
Flame, let me... Where did I put... I must have closed it. Okay. I need a dex save. These things are not dexterous. These things are not anything except for con and strength a little bit. 11 is a fail. Go ahead and roll damage. Damn. It's a miracle they even
Yay.
managed to miss Wanderous' first Sacred Flame.
That's 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. Brutal. He's looking real rough. Not quite dead yet, but certainly not in good shape.
All right. Well, I'm gonna move. Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, and I'm gonna just get right up here behind Ash.
All right.
And that's it.
That brings us to Onyx.
Okay. I guess like could I still see the one behind us with the snail on it?
Let's take a look at this guy. Yeah, I think you can.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just do another Ray of Frost, I think.
Okay.
So let's do that. Ray of Frost.
Oof. All right.
26.
Yeah. That hits for 13 damage. That's brutal. This thing, it could make this save. What are we looking at? It would be an DC 18 save. Double nat 20s. Holy
Wow.
shit.
Whoa.
Holy shit.
On that double
Holy.
nat 20s, this thing gets to use its reaction to take a free move, but it is slowed by 10 feet. So it does only get to move 10 feet closer to you, but it pushes through and is like, just like cracking ice off of it. Like its fingers and shit, and then it's reaching out to grab you with are snapping off, and its hands are just like meat chunks of the base of the hand, but it is still pushing through. Whew.
Yeah, screw that zombie in particular.
Yeah, right?
You don't like
Right.
that one.
Anything else from Onyx?
I think I'm gonna go ahead and move.
Okay.
So I'm gonna move up. I have 35, so I think that gets me close enough to be next to or close to Ash.
Yeah, you can with 35. You can get right next to Ash.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. All right, that brings us to the little engine that could, which is still frozen. So he's gonna dash 20 feet, but he is still well
He's
away
doing great.
from you.
Watch him go.
But he's just like finally breaking off all the ice.
Honestly, I'm rooting for him. You know?
Okay.
He's really-
Now this guy is gonna start coming over. Oh, wait, hang on.
Can we keep him?
Okay, this last zombie in the north is rushing over towards you, Ash. But can't quite get close enough to hit you. The story of their life here. That fireball really changed the layout of this encounter.
Yeah, everybody's out of our way. We had a direct shot.
You're just like taking them down one at a time as they get to you, as opposed to getting swamped. All right.
northbound and down. We're
Wondrous,
loaded up
you're
and
up.
trucking.
Okay, I'm gonna move the spiritual weapon in the direction of the zombie that is showing up.
Yep.
And looking back, I don't think I can see this guy now, can I? With the fire, the guy behind me.
Yeah, I think with the fire in the way, I don't think you can.
Yeah. So therefore, I'm gonna shoot the one that just headed in towards Ash,
Okay.
and I'm gonna do the thither.
We all know the truth. You just wanted to take it easy on the little zombie that could.
Well, I don't want Ash to be mad at me.
Yes,
No,
you're a
I
recurring
look at
character.
it. I don't think I'd rather.
I have to
take
come up
him.
with
He's
backstory
bad.
for this zombie now.
You should.
Okay, that's a 20 to hit.
Yeah, dirty 20 hits.
So
I
that's
know that zombie's life story.
8 points of piercing damage to the one that on
Okay.
the north.
Yeah, solid 8 points of damage. That's
Okay, and then I am going to move up with the crowd, and I'm actually going to move up next to him.
oh, okay.
Let's see. Now, I'll go ahead and do this. I'll just get right in there.
Okay. All right. All right, on this turn. All right, next zombie starts rushing towards you. Bonus Mom, I believe is your turn. I need one more D4.
Okie doke.
This one will be the 4. I can feel it.
Oh, jinxed. There it is.
That is your fault.
I know.
That is
All right.
I should have said 1. We are calling our rolls right now.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna burn my inspiration to
No.
re-roll that. I have DM inspiration.
I'm not allowing it. Disallowed.
Doesn't
I'm not
matter.
on that one. No, That is the universe told us how they wanted this story to go, and just at the last second, they wanted another surge and wave of zombies to come on in here.
Universe, hell, it was VP.
It was me. And I'm so sorry.
Listen,
I am the universe.
VP
Confirmed.
is my universe. Thank you very much. Okay. All right. We got 7, 3, and 2 4s. So 7, we get another one up in the top left. 3 is the right side. We had 2. There was it 7, 3, and 2 4s.
7, 3, 2, 4.
2 more from the bottom right. Okay. And then this one. Add turns. I gotta roll some initiatives. And bye, everyone.
Oh.
What if we're still playing this on the day Onyx is supposed to move?
We're still fighting zombies, Bob. You got to postpone the move.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. That brings us to Ash as you hear another wave rushing through the forest, this time hot on your heels. Ash, what would you like to do?
All right, talk to me here. We're here at the edge of the map.
Yep.
What happens if I just run off of it?
I will tell you now that you're here that is one of the clear conditions for this encounter is if all of you make it off the map, or if anyone left on the map is dead, I suppose, you clear the encounter. So
Cool.
if you can all, like, and you all have the movement to do it. So
Yeah, after this round of combat, Gucci. That's what I needed to know. I figured I didn't want to be like a rules or a
I'll
meta
tell you,
guy.
I'll let you know. This is actually not how this encounter is designed, but I decided, because like zombies are not really a threat to you guys, but a lot of zombies could be. I thought it would be cool to do like a horde mechanic where you can either kill enough of them or get off the map. So those were your possibilities.
Okay, hold on though. What you're saying is if we hang out and kill enough,
Yeah, but the number you gotta kill is 30. So that's a lot.
Like that.
I mean, listen, if that's the route you want to go, I support it. But we won't finish it tonight. I'll tell you that much.
That's fine. I would like to, if this is possible, I would like to go into cleaver form. And can I attack through Wanderers Square, or can I not with that?
I'm gonna say no. I think they've got to be
okay.
like adjacent, and I don't think you can like skip somebody like that. I think.
I didn't think so.
Yeah.
I was just curious. So, in the protective spirit, though, I will pop back 5 feet.
Okay.
And go to Saw
Okay.
Town. That's what we're calling it now. It's now Saw Town. You can't change my mind. Until Pixel comes up with a better pun.
Town.
There's 13 to hit.
13 hits.
All right. We got 9 plus 16, or is that 15?
24.
I'm sorry, 15.
Damn. 24 damage is more than 14. And 29 is not possible for this thing. Once again, Ash. Bam.
Deleted, bub.
Yeah.
Give me one more on the zombie count, and then I'm going to take my happy ass off the map.
There you go. 11 on the zombie count.
All
Like
right, and then,
fully
yeah.
5 of which have been Ash. So you guys see Ash with this ferocity, like just this blade is just literally sawing through like butter, like stinky, smelly, black Icarus butter,
Yeah,
rotting in the sun.
love it.
Horrible, but cutting these things down. Ash, off the map.
Yep.
All right, Cass,
With
what you doing?
confidence that they will be close behind.
Well, I guess I'm moving out of the square as well. Actually, no. Fuck it. I mean, I'm going to move out of the square, but I'm going to fire a Sacred Flame at this guy
Okay,
You got
because
to.
I can.
one last
You
deck save.
Just got to.
The 10,
Watch
not
him
going to do it.
pass this. Oh,
Nope,
thank God.
that one didn't do it.
It's all D&D is all about having the
11.
last laugh. You know.
Yeah.
That's really what you're after. It's the last laugh.
These Sacred Flames have just been blasting these zombies apart. This thing is not dead, but badly injured. Cass, off the map.
Yep, off the map.
Boom. All right, we got 2 zombies rushing towards the remaining friends. Dashing is all they can do. This guy is still slowed, I think, so he can only get 20 feet closer.
You're doing great, buddy.
No, wait, you couldn't. No. I think he's not slowed anymore. I think he's actually fine now. So the little zombie that could comes rushing 40 feet. Oh, not close enough for the attack of opportunity, but he is scrabbling after, busted fingers off of his hands, racing towards you guys, much faster than you could expect. Onyx, we have the grudge match here. What are we going to do?
I really want to be an asshole right now.
That's a good thing. Remember?
Did someone say asshole?
Yeah. Wonder said that's good. That's
I'm going to go ahead and use burning hands. So let's do that. Let's cast it at first level.
Okay.
Okay, DC 16 for dexterity save. Otherwise, it's 7 fire damage.
Yeah. Jesus. Dex save. 13 fails the save. Takes 7 fire damage. Needs to make a another save. This time it needs to be to 12. And the verdict is 8. No! The little zombie that could finally succumbs, flesh bubbling, black blood boiling, as it sort of sloughs and falls face first onto the ground and tries to crawl, but doesn't have any fingers, so it's just dragging his zombie hand against the ground. And Wanders, you get a hit die if you want to roll that and add temporary hit points.
I'm.
Okay, but does he do the save thing, or he didn't? He couldn't.
He failed the save. It failed the save, and that zombie is dead.
For just
okay. Do I have to use my hit die?
Yes.
You said it's for Wanderous.
Yes.
You could save a wayward zombie.
Okay.
Okay, but it's yeah. Go ahead. So Onyx, still your turn. You've used your action for burning hands.
Yeah.
What else? Anything else?
As a free action, can I just like pat its head and be like, "You did your best"?
I feel like you just lit everything on fire.
That's
So
fair.
I will give you 1 point of fire damage if you pat its head. But if that's a trade you want to make,
yes.
yeah. So Onyx, you slightly burn your head patting this thing, and it tries to bite at you and then stops moving for the
Poor
last
Bob
time.
the zombie was a fighter to the end, Bob. He was doing his best.
Okay, and then Onyx off the map.
Yep, off the map.
Boom. Okay. Wandrous, your friends have rushed ahead into the forest, leaving you behind with a veritable horde of zombies beginning to race towards you.
You're saying that I got a hit die.
Yes, you got a hit die from no remark.
Okay, but if I use it, does it? Here's
what I want you to do. Here's what I want you to do. You need to roll the hit die, add it as temporary hit points because I don't think you've taken damage, and we'll just let that ride into the next session.
Okay, thank you. That was my deal. Okay, I got 2. Thank you. That
So
makes
add
me
your
to
con
an
mod to
even
that.
60.
Well, and add your Constitution modifier to that.
Oh,
And
so
it'll-
60. I was at 58. So 2 plus 3 is 5. So I'm at 63. Thank you, Noah Mark. Okay, so I'm going to
Okay. And
shoot the guy behind.
Go ahead, yeah.
Shoot the guy behind me with thither.
Okay, are you sure you want to do that? Because one did run right up next to you because its turn was slightly before yours. But
Oh!
it dashed, so it doesn't have actions to attack
Okay,
you.
I'm gonna move the I'm gonna move the. I didn't even see it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna move the spiritual weapon up there,
Okay.
and the spiritual weapon is gonna attack it.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll.
17 to hit
17 hits.
for. Why is it not giving me damage?
I don't know.
Oh, I see. Okay, 12 points of damage.
Well, massive hit, still standing, but it is looking rough. That's your bonus action. What else would you like to do?
Okay. You know, I'm about to say it. Okay, no, I was almost ready to whip out my thorn whip, but that's a ranged weapon, so I can't use that as a melee.
Technically, it is a melee spell attack with 30 feet of range.
All right, then I whip out my thorn whip and I have at it.
Let her rip.
Okay. So let me go back to the main page. Hit it with thorn whip. 13 to hit.
13 hits.
7 more points of damage.
7 more points of damage. It is on its last legs, but it is not quite dead yet. Off the map, Wanderers.
I think having done that, Wanderers has had enough fun with this whole thing, and he is going to leap off the map and take the attack of opportunity.
All right, I've got a 16 to hit Wanderers.
I think it hits me.
I think it does
It
too.
does.
That is 5 points of bludgeoning damage as it slams its arm into you. Just like you hit it with the thorn whip and kind of like it drags closer to you. It uses that momentum to slam into you, but you use that momentum to push away from it, and you can outpace it easily. It is just a zombie. Boom. We are
And
off
I'm
the
back
map.
to my 58. So thank you, Noah Mark, because that really did help me.
And that, my
Flawless
friends,
victory.
is where we're going to call it this evening. After a harrowing horde of zombies. I didn't even know that was going to be alliteration when I started that sentence. After that harrowing horde of zombies, our heroes... God, so many H's. After that harrowing horde of zombies, our heroes have hoofed it off the map. And they are going to remain... they do have some more encounters to roll. It is like 7 p.m. at this point. They will not find what they seek until like the middle of the night. So there's more to be had next time before they find the Mad Mage of Mount Baratok. That's what we're going to call it this evening, my friends.
Exciting stuff. Big plot stuff coming up.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
So, thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you so much. We are going to do our usual sign off. Is there anybody you guys would like to go and raid? I don't know. It's a different night for us, so I think some different people are maybe on.
Okay, Ream Streams is playing Black Moon. But we just did Black Moon, didn't we? And
and also
Igor.
don't hesitate to look at some D&D folks as well, because we are playing D&D tonight. But we also, if we can't find anybody in D&D land, we can certainly raid some other folks.
I mean, Critical Role is on.
I don't even know if we would be allowed to raid them. Like, I'm not even worried about it.
That was totally
It's funny.
silly.
That's too funny.
But, yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out. We're going to do our usual sign-off while you guys look and see if we can find somebody to raid. We are starting with VP. If you would remind them who you are, where you can be found on the internet, who you played tonight, and, I don't know, anything else you want to tell them?
Well, the first thing I want to tell you is that my feet are incredibly stinky. I'm just kidding. I am Vincent Page. Is the first random thing I can think of. I'm Vincent Page, friends, and you can find me streaming basically every day on Twitch. You just search Vincent Page, you'll find me somewhere. That'd be great. With the exception of this weekend, I won't be back till Monday. But I've been Ash Fireforge, the zombie slayer.
Zombie Bane.
Zombies, man. Thanks for hanging out. You guys are incredible.
Excellent. Omega.
Hey y'all, my name is Omega. Again, sorry for my setup, but I am currently in the process of packing and moving. So it's been crazy, but thank you for bearing with me. You can find me on TikTok, OmegaMT42, with no special characters in between. You can find me there for life updates and here every other Friday, typically, except for today. But thank you again for hanging out, chilling with us, and doing all that. So,
Excellent. Wonderful. Ozzy.
I'm Ozzy, and tonight was fun. I played Cass Amble Crown, and I'm really looking forward to our next session.
Bonus one.
Hi, I'm Bonus Mom, and I played Wanderess, the Nature Domain Cleric. And you can find me on TikTok tomorrow morning and most daytime mornings between 9:30 and about noon, hanging out, crochet, talk D&D, and get to know some folks. I also want to say that Bonus Dad's been joining me and has been reading Uncle Wiggly stories, and we are in the process of releasing those to podcasts so that you can catch up and hear Bonus Dad whenever you want to. I also play games on Twitch and hope to be back soon. Bonus Mom 70 on Twitch, probably in the afternoons, playing a little Minecraft, and Skyrim, I think, is up for tomorrow. So hope to see you all tomorrow afternoon about 2:00. And I'm going to enter the world of Skyrim.
Huzzah. Well, folks, my name is Pixel, and I have been your dungeon master this evening. Thank you guys for hanging out so much. And I run this campaign. It will be back again, barring other vacations and things, on the 9th of June, theoretically, we hope. Thank you for joining us on a non-normal night. We're here on Thursday, but you guys all showed up anyway because you're fucking legends, and I appreciate that about you. Next week, we will be playing Region of Bedegar. We're coming down the end of that campaign. Next week, they are headed off to parley with the elves and see what kind of trouble they run into there in their preparation for the final battle with Lord Saxton, the Regent of Bedegar, the usurper. So, a lot of fun going on in that campaign. We're doing sort of some added rules of Kingdoms and Warfare and Strongholds and Followers, which is MCDM sort of add-on for 5th edition D&D. Lots of fun, crazy stuff. Adding more complex rules to an already complex game. But if that's your bag, definitely hang out for that. And I stream all here on Twitch as well, at twitch.tv/hammerepistle, where you can find me playing mostly Minecraft these days, but we have probably other things on our horizon at some point. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. And do we have a raid target? Ace, who is your suggestion? Because I actually, someone that we know a little bit... Well, I actually don't know any of the folks on that one, so maybe we won't. But yeah, who do you have? Ace? Okay. Oh, it's a charity stream for D&D. Excellent. Yeah. Let's do that. All right, folks. So we are going to be rating Goobers 515.
Love it already. One of my favorite words of all time.
Yeah, they are playing some D&D for charity for St. Jude Hospital, I guess. Very cool. Looks like a lot of fun. They've got a bunch of folks in there. Super, super duper cool. So definitely go shoot them. Do I have a raid message? I think I do. I only have like a sub raid message. I don't have like a non-sub one. Apologies. I still need to work on that. I think I said that last week, but I didn't actually do it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out. I'm going to stop yammering. We have been Ages of Valinor. We super appreciate you guys hanging out for this unbelievable wackiness that we do on Friday nights, playing this, Thursday nights sometimes, I guess, playing this game. And if you could do me a favor until the next time that I see you and just be like a little bit, just a scooch more kind to yourself than you think that you're supposed to be. Because I don't know if you know this, but sometimes you're wrong, and you're wrong about that. That being how kind you're supposed to be to yourself. Be more kind to yourself. Damn it. Please, for me. Thank you. Do me a favor. So please do that for me. Be kind to yourself, and we will see you next time. We're going to raid Goobers 515. Show them the Ages of Valinor, the Ye Fleet love. Peace.